Note-taking with Bo and Kelly. We're staying very quiet in the basement right now as Bo and Kelly prepare their notes for another episode of Precisely. Looking very focused here at the beginning of the show.
I feel like I'm in a golf tournament.
That's what I was going for. Thank you for the inspiration. It's going to be a long shot that they're completely prepared, but...
Truly never.
How's it going, everyone? This is Precisely Podcast, a podcast about beer and video games and hanging out with friends and taking notes right before the podcast starts.
Prep!
I'm your host, Bo, and with me, as always, we got Kelly.
Yo, yo.
And we got Sam.
Hello, everyone.
How are you guys?
Great.
Doing well, thank you.
Jesus, Sam.
I'm still in golf announcer mode.
You have such a sexy voice. I can't stand it
It's
sometimes.
very, very intentional.
That's why we keep him here.
Yeah. So let's hop right into it. We got a few beers, right?
Yeah, we got a couple beers here.
To sample, all from different breweries. I think we got 3 different breweries.
I've been withholding my commentary about this can that Kelly is about to open.
Okay. It is incredible. This, the backstory, so this is the beer I am providing. I feel like now we have like this, like I'm providing the beer on this one. But this crowler I bought, what was it, like 2 weeks ago? But I had gone to a little market kind of situation, like block party, and there was a shit ton of beer there. And I was like, this is great.
Look at the color.
Oh my God, right? So I
Almost
sampled
looks like-
this because I had 2 of their other beers there.
That's a big pour.
Well, it's growler, so we'll have enough.
Will we?
Should.
It's 32 ounces per can.
Yeah, that's true. We'll
16-ounce
I
glasses.
was going to say,
the first one a little.
my math says 2.
My pour was a little ambitious on the first one. I was going by the can feel. Look at that. That's
You know what?
not too off.
I feel like there might be more than 32 ounces in that 32-ounce
what
can.
you
Is
said.
a pint 16 ounces?
Yes.
Yeah, you would
Those
know.
glasses are 16-ounce glasses.
Yeah. So what brewery is this? Because I see Hummelstown on the can.
Yes.
I only know of one
That looks good.
like brew pub in Hummelstown.
So I'm sorry.
That
I'm
one
like
looks crazy, though.
I'm like,
No, don't, because you're just going to spill everywhere.
oh, I'm fine.
You're good. That's fine.
All right. Now this is why I brought paper towels.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So the beer-
all of my brain cells were on pouring.
No, it's all right. So the beer, the brewery is called YAH Brew, right? Not YAH Brewery. YAH Brew.
Yeah.
YAH Brew from Hummelstown. I don't believe they have a brewery, a physical brewery yet. They're in the works.
Not that I've seen. I say I'm pretty frequent to the town of Hummel.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
I'll take the janky looking one. 'Cause
You
I've
sure?
already I've already had it.
Okay.
A sip of it, so I kind of know what it's going to be.
What's it actually called, though? I thought it was called YAH Brew.
The drink or the...
The beverage that we're about to consume. Other than
It is
being
called
beer.
Pink Drink. It is a 7.3, and I'm trying to remember what they
Boy,
said,
I can smell it from here. It's like buttery smelling.
but there was more intel. Okay, so this brewery was turned on to me by a customer who goes to like beer festivals and stuff a lot. And I was like, hold up. I'm intrigued because A, we know we love craft breweries here on Precisely,
Indeed.
local, small guys. B, this can art and this whole branding of this brewery is 90s like retro vibes.
It looks like your branding almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, bing, bing, bing.
Yeah.
So
Need it.
I sent him a message and I was like, if you need literally anything.
Yeah.
But I was really stoked to try them, but because they don't have a physical location yet, they're still fairly new. They're just kind of brewing out of essentially a garage rented space in Hummelstown right now. And then they're going to beer fests and stuff and selling their beers there. So that was really the only place to get it. So I was kind of bummed because with my schedule, I can't really go to beer fests on the weekends or whatever. So I was really stoked when I showed up at this like block party and they were there. And I was like, great, I can finally try this brewery.
This is interesting.
It's very
Is
good.
there coconut in it?
It tastes like a tropical fruit punch. It looks like a tropical fruit punch. It's very red.
Yeah.
It's called pink drink, but it's very red.
Right. It's kind of it's it's pink for a beer.
It almost tastes like a sorbet,
Yeah.
right?
It's interesting.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
sweet for
Fruit punchy, coconut.
what I initially
Pineapple.
smelled is definitely different than how it tastes.
So they
Like I
said
"Oh, I
this
thought
was a
it-
pretty popular one that they make, and that's also why I grabbed that. The other two that I had that they had on tap there was Gushy, which is a pina colada gelati sour ale, and that was a 7.3% sour, but it was like coconut, pineapple, like a pina colada, but it was not pink or anything.
I feel like Jimmy Buffett needs to sponsor this company.
Yeah,
This
is
reminds
Margaritaville.
me. So, like, this is like giving me such nostalgic notes in my head and my mouth and everything. As a kid, my mom, we would have parties at the house and stuff. And my parents weren't really drinkers. My dad loves pumpkin beer, and we'll drink a pumpkin beer like once a night, but one beer. That's it. But that took a while for him to enjoy beer. But my mom would always make this fruit punch, this non-alcoholic fruit punch, where it was like, who's the Hawaiian kid?
Hawaiian Punch.
Hawaiian punch, right?
The one
ginger
Hawaiian
ale.
kid that they're
Yes, ginger ale.
Johnny
and,
Tsunami.
and sherbet
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. I know
so
exactly
you were just
what you
making
mean.
jungle juice, but without the
without alcohol.
I was gonna say I think we called that Skippies, but we put a whole lot of liquor in
Yeah,
it.
and
Oh yeah,
then-
you skipped like
this
the
reminds me,
Everclear,
like,
and
you
the
can
Bacardi
taste the sherbet
151
almost
that we
in
put
it.
in ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's very reminiscent of like a fruit punch party style drink.
I love it.
But the other one I had was You Oughta Know, obviously, because
You oughta
you
know.
oughta know. Alanis
Is it perverted
Morissette.
like me?
It might be. It's a little ironic, don't you think?
Yeah.
Are those
It's like
lyrics?
rain on your wedding day.
Okay.
It is. It is exactly like that. Anyway, that one was a Hell's Lager at 4.7%, but it was like a really crisp and clean lager, so you can't go wrong with
What
that.
does this even qualify
Yeah.
as?
So what is this? Did you
I don't,
say?
I don't know.
Is it a malt?
I was gonna look, and I don't even
very
because when I was looking at their like on Untappd to get more information about their other
Yeah.
beers to check them in and stuff, I couldn't even. I don't think they have much of a presence yet.
Yeah.
But they do have one.
Yeah, brew.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, brew. Yeah.
That's it. That's the one. But there is one they have, and it's called French Toast Crunk.
You can use that, by the way.
I really want to try that one.
What's the last
French Toast Crunk.
Crunk? Okay.
Not Crunch. It's a golden ale, but I really want to try that one next. And they also have a strawberry Pop-Tart sour and a prehistoric orange cream. Saturday morning strata.
I think this one is called
it's-
Gushy.
Yeah. No. Is it?
Gushy / pink drink.
I thought I got a different one.
Look,
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So instead of sorbet, it's
Sorbet.
a Gushy.
Sorbet.
Yeah.
No, I thought the other one maybe then I took the picture of that one for this. Anyway, the other one I had was similar to this, but it wasn't this because I tried 3 beers there
Okay.
and I had the other 2 and took the other one in the crowler. I'm pretty sure.
Well, he needs to contact us and let us know.
Regardless,
Yeah.
they're doing a fantastic job. Their setup there was really cool. Like it was just a really chill block party, but they were like pouring beer out of a little Tykes toy box, basically. It was dope as hell. But they've got great branding. I definitely see this catching on.
So can you buy their beer anywhere other than fests right now?
I don't think so,
Okay.
but I think you could probably get in contact with them and make
sure.
an order to
Yeah.
get a crowler. But
I'll just go walk around in Hummelstown until I see some
Yeah.
guys trying to make
Yeah,
beer in there.
yeah. Bro,
I'll just yell, yeah.
Where the
yeah,
YAH brew? Where the YAH brew at?
going to Rubber Soul, yeah,
Yeah. I want some yeah.
they'll be like out.
Get the YAH out of here.
I'll be like, sure, but buy our sweet, delicious tacos first. I'll say, okay.
I have yet to be there.
Dude, it's good. It's
It
good.
is pretty tasty.
Food's good.
Yes.
Beer was pretty good too.
I took issue with the way at which I was seated when I was there because they were just like everyone else.
They were facing you in
understaffed.
the corner or what?
No, just like they seem
Nobody
to have
puts Sam,
plenty.
you go over there.
Nobody put Sammy in
They
the
seem
corner.
to have they seem to
Nobody.
have plenty of places to sit, but not enough people to sit people down. And I was annoyed when I had to
Oh.
stand out front for like 40 minutes waiting for one of the like couple of tables they were serving to be available.
I've been there one time, like on a busy evening, and my friends had already gotten table, and I just showed up after work.
Yeah.
And I've gone there in an afternoon where I was not working and just pulled up to the bar and just had tried their beer. So
I've been there early and it's been great because the
They're
girl
very
that cuts my
nice,
hair
yeah.
lives down the street and operates her salon out of her house. So we often will go like grab a drink there and then go see also Kelly. Shout out to Texture Salon.
nice. I used to get my hair cut in Hummelstown when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
My mom's friend had a salon down there, and now she cuts hair out of her home, but just outside of Hummelstown. But funny tie-ins.
It's a small.
What do you think about the beer?
Oh, I like it a lot. I think
I want more of it because I want my parents to try it. Like it really
Yeah.
reminds me so much of my mom's
I think-
fruit punch.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing a lot more of them if I had to guess. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't taste like a 7.3 either.
No, it's very smooth.
That could be
It's an
lethal
extreme.
It's like a
for
3.5,
me.
honestly. Like it
This
tastes
is
like
easily
fruit punch.
only a 3.
Yeah.
I'll drink at least 4 more of these. That'll be fine.
She's a 10, but it's a 7.3.
So Sam's and I beer is like very clearish red, sort of clearish red.
I got the end.
Kelly got the end glass, and it is so
yeah.
cloudy,
It's
got-
good though.
but it looks tasty. Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I'll take the bits and pieces. I don't mind. I bought it.
So something exciting happened to me since our last recording.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dun, 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 dun.
you know how I got that PS4 kiosk?
Yeah.
I got a second one.
Oh man.
Yes, yes, I did. Did you see that?
Another one.
Yes.
I thought I was just liking a post that I'd already seen the video for. I didn't realize
No.
you have 2.
Yes.
The man's got twins.
Well, that's a horse of a different color.
So the first one I bought from a person I found on Facebook for $300.
Okay,
and
well,
the-
wait, then I'm following the right story.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. I was like,
No, you're right.
okay.
And then the second one that I just picked up was from a GameStop manager that I've been in contact with since I learned about Sony reps getting fired and essentially GameStop having to toss all of their kiosks. That's what I've learned.
What does Sony reps getting fired have to do with
That
kiosks?
they weren't
pick
able
them
to
up.
service them.
Oh, okay.
I was
Okay.
arguing with someone on TikTok for a while about it, and then I finally looked
Sure,
it
that
up.
went well.
Yeah, I was like, it sounds like you're lying. And he was like, no, like, I promise you, I swear. He came in as a customer, the Sony rep, to my store. And I was like, hey, are you going to service the PS4 kiosk? And he said, no, I'm just a customer. They fired me and laid off a bunch of other people.
That sucks.
Bummer. But anyway.
But anyway, this manager, I was like calling once a week being like, hey, have you thrown away the PS4 kiosk? And he said, no, not yet, but I'll let you know. I was like, well, take my phone number down. I would remind him once a week. And finally he called me and said, hey, I'm about to throw it out. And I was like, thank God. And I dropped everything that I was doing and drove there down the Carlisle Pike. And it was right standing there by the dumpster. And what made me very excited was that it had the side advertisements that the original one that I bought for $300 did not have. So now I have a pretty much complete PS4 kiosk in my game room and one that is not near complete at all in my garage. But it's another kiosk nonetheless, and I'm excited to work on it.
New kiosk.
New kiosk. So yeah, I posted a video on TikTok and it has almost 500,000 views now of me walking up to that kiosk outside of GameStop and nobody believes me.
Which reminds me.
Of course, they wouldn't. No,
They're like,
well,
you're lying. There's no way someone would throw that out. I'm like, just look it up. Yeah.
But your
Staged.
TikTok
Staged.
handle of Mr. Wonton Soupy reminds me that I keep confusing you with a friend of mine whose name is Wonton.
Oh.
Wait, what?
His name is Jim, and his last name is Juan, and he goes by Wonton.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Like, pretty much, I just call him Wonton.
I just like wonton soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time I see it, I'm like, oh, Wonton like my post. Oh wait, no, that's Bo.
Yeah.
That's it.
AOL
I like
screen
it.
name.
AOL screen name. That's my cell phone's name. I always get confused when I see it, or like someone's like, "Oh, what is that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's I guess you can name your cell phone."
I think
Yeah.
mine's just called like Kelly's iPhone.
Mine's called
Yeah.
Samuel's iPhone.
Yep, I was gonna say.
Mine is called AOL screen name. Yay.
Because Bo has his phone plugged into my laptop to charge right now, and when it first was plugged in, it said, "Do you want to back up AOL screen name?" I was like, "Tell me, Bo, A still has AOL, and B, so that he knows his screen name, he took a picture of it just to be sure." I was like, "Bro."
I love it. Yeah.
ASL.
And talking about the PS4 kiosk,
Yeah.
I moved it up the stairs, got its own little space right next to the PS2 kiosk.
My fave.
I just love saying the word kiosk. But moved the N64 closer to the GameCube, and it just looks like a game room now. I took a chair out.
It's good. It didn't
So
look like a
there's-
game room before.
No, it like it,
12
look,
kiosks.
it looks
Like a
like
room full of video
it looks
game
like a mini
kiosks.
arcade. I don't know.
Yeah.
It totally changed it up, having 3 corners of a room full of arcades. Like you can just like scan and be like,
Now you've
"Oh."
segregated them
Yeah.
by type, make, and model.
Pretty much.
Well, if you're a Nintendo fanboy, you'll want to be over. on
Yeah.
this
I wanna
side
be
of
in
the
corner
room.
A.
Yeah.
If you're there for the PlayStation, you're going to be one over here in this corner.
I don't know. I like it. Last night, Kayla played Peggle on the PS4 kiosk while I played Breath of the Wild. I took a picture of it for
saw
my
that.
Instagram, and it just felt so good. I like kept looking at her like with a huge grin, being like, "This is the thing that I've wanted to do since I started collecting." Like, was to just sit in my like game room, not my living room, but my game room, and like play 2 different games at the same time. Like, she plays Nancy Drew a lot while I play video games, but that's on her laptop.
Whoa. Back up. Nancy Drew is a video game.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
They're the same
So-
category.
I don't know. It might just sound like weird and like dumb to you guys, but like
No.
to be on 2 separate arcade machines while
No,
chilling on the
yeah.
couch and like being able to root each other on. Like at one point, she needed to clear all the pegs on a level in Peggle. She's trying to 100% complete it, which I'm like, go for it. It's a lot of work, but go for it. All the little challenges and stuff. But I was like, I can do it for you. And she's like, no. And finally she gave up and gave me the controller. And it was just nice to take that, like drop the Wii U controller, gamepad, pick up a PS4, and just like go to the game that she was playing. And I actually did it first try. I was like, awesome. Like, this is amazing. Like, enjoying each other's games with each other. I don't know. I've never had it before.
I'm imagining Diedrich Bader in Office Space saying, "You know what my dream is? 2 chicks at the same time." As Bo is saying, "You know what my dream is?
Yeah.
Kiosks.
2 arcade kiosks at the same time."
Yeah. It's fun. I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, I can kind of relate. So I realized I would say relatively late into my deep dive into collecting, that I don't actually enjoy playing games as much as I enjoy building the stuff and then other people playing them.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite moments ever was a couple of my friends were home from New York City, and I took them down and showed them my arcade machine and like my like console collection. And I had like a few people playing console games and 2 people at the arcade machine. And I was like, I'm happier sitting here sipping on a beer, watching everybody enjoy this more than I enjoy having the arcade machine and like playing it myself. So I can very much relate to like hitting the goal.
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome.
Well, yeah, it's being able to share. I mean, the collection you have, speaking from somebody who has a collection, is a great thing to have. Well, I can walk in there anytime and be like, oh, look at all this cool stuff I can play. What am I going to play? What am I going to do? But you have a friend over, you have a couple friends over, and you're all hanging out and you're in there and you're playing. Everybody's having a good time. And you just want to step back and be like, this is a really cool space that I've curated that we can enjoy. And everybody's having a good time and appreciates it. It's not just like, oh, this is a bunch of stuff you have in a room. Okay, let's go like, I don't know, watch Netflix or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's you've curated a collection for you and your friends to enjoy.
I agree.
Absolutely.
It's a nice feeling. And I feel like it, it goes back to this fruit punch drink of just nostalgia and like being young again, going to an arcade, playing games with your best friends, and just feeling good about it. But now we own it. Now we own the arcades, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's fun.
I will, I'll use that as a segue.
Okay.
Speaking of silence.
No, I was going to say I had some stuff I wanted to talk about was visiting somebody else's game room and playing games together. Yeah. So my friend Cody invited me over to just come and hang out and drink beer and play games all night. And so we did just that. We played 2 games, and I kind of told you a little bit about, but I wanted to talk about it on here. So a couple months ago, I got a copy of Elemental Gearbolt in the store, and I was like, this would be really cool to have, but like, I also really like the money from this, so
yeah,
I'm not going to keep it. And I ended up selling it, and he came in and was like, I've got a bunch of stuff. I want that game. And I was like, great. So we ended up trading and whatever, and he got Elemental Gearbolt, and it was all good. And then he ended up like, I was just like, I have one stipulation. You have to have me over to come play. And he was like, well, yeah, duh. Like, I was going to do that anyway. But, so come to find out, the man bought Elemental Gearbolt, and I'm going to shame him for this publicly. He didn't have gun cons.
Oh, no.
He didn't even own gun cons, and he bought the most expensive light gun game there is. And I was like, bro, really? So
did you have some?
Yeah, I was like, I'll bring mine over, but I like bullied him at too many games to buy a set of gun cons because I was like, you can't not. Anyway.
Oh, so you brought yours over when you played?
No, because I bullied him into buying
Good.
some at too many games. So he bought 2 gun cons, and then we were good to go. So I went over the other week. We played it. He's like, yeah, I saw online you can beat it in like 55 minutes. I was like, probably a little longer than that, but okay. It's a very short game. You know, it's like 6 levels. And we got our asses handed to us. Mm-hmm. We did the first level tons of times. We got to level 4, and then it was in like the training mode because we'd never played it. And then they were like, okay, come back and play the last 2 levels in hard mode or not hard mode, normal mode.
Oh, yes.
You couldn't do the last couple levels in the training mode. So we were like,
I remember that, actually.
Fuck. So we just did all this for nothing.
Yeah.
So then we went to normal mode, and then we had to go through all that shit again because it doesn't save and pick back up, you know, with the level. And so we played that thing for probably like 2 hours. And then we were like, I can't anymore. Like we got to the point where like, this is it. If this doesn't get any, like, I don't know what we were doing wrong. We speculated that because it was 2-player, you were messing each other's combos.
No.
I know you said that, but like they also don't tell you anything about the elements, like as far as like who to use them on or whatever. So there's really no training there. So you're just kind of like guessing the whole time, switching between the 3 elements and stuff. And I was just like, how do we best use this? And anyway, it did not go as planned.
So I played through the game. I probably have beaten it 3 times, like twice with one friend and once with another. And it is a hard game. It's very hard. And I feel like there's one gun that is the strongest gun, and then the other 2 are more just like a spread shot, like shotgun.
Yeah.
For a light gun laser game that you don't have to reload on.
Right, exactly.
Which is really nice.
Oh, I love that, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a straight bullet hell of light guns.
Right. My literally the tendon that runs up that arm from a trigger finger, it hurt. Yeah. It hurts so bad.
You have to keep pressing it to fire fast.
And I'm like trying to
and your arms get so tired playing it.
Oh my God, so tired.
Yeah, so tired. It's a workout. I've tried.
So fun though.
I've tried playing 2-player with both my arms, and it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a good game. It's worth going back on. But
no, I'm sure we will. It's just we were like so frustrated at that point that we were like, I thought this game, like I had brought all of my other PS1 light gun games like to pick from to play like some other stuff, and we didn't even play any of that because we were just like, I'm done with the light guns. I can't.
Yeah.
So we had to take a break. But after that we played Panty Party.
Yes.
Oh.
Have you heard of this?
Have you heard of
No,
this?
I just wanted to make a naughty noise when she said
Okay.
Panty
Please.
Party.
I mean, please. I'm going to say panty no less than 20 times in the next couple of minutes.
Kiosk.
Panty kiosk.
Kiosk. That sounds like something
That's
for another
horrible.
portion of your
Yeah.
home.
It's like
That's
in
on
some
our
like
OnlyFans.
Japanese like alleyway.
No.
Welcome to Panty Kiosk.
Yeah. Anyway, Panty Party. If you or Sam or the listeners, or anybody who hasn't heard of it,
Don't Google it at work.
no, probably not. If you do, please put it switch afterwards because it's
Yeah,
a switch game.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Don't just search
Don't
Panty
just search
Party.
Panty Party.
Wait,
Because the first
Panty
thing that
Party
comes up,
Switch
it's definitely
would
not.
still be bad too.
It would probably come up
Yeah.
like Nintendo
The
Switch.
first
or whatever.
thing that shows up in your
Put
search
Nintendo next
you
to
don't
it.
want to find at work. At least at jobs where they'll fire you for that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Whoop. All
Anyway.
right, so not safe for
Now that I'm
work
done being
podcast. So this game was another game that we kind of saw at Too Many Games, and we're like, let's give that a shot for
Yeah.
like, because when we game together, we do like stupid games, which is just like the thing that we do, but it's always a good time. So Panty Party was it's an eShop game, or I think a physical release is through like PlayAsia or something. I don't think it got like a physical or a non-limited US release.
An actual real release.
Right. We bought the physical copy at Too Many Games for like, I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks, and that was way under what it was going for online.
Yeah.
So got a pretty good deal on it. And I just looking at the cover art and everything, we were expecting way worse. Like I was like, we're gonna see hentai. There's gonna be something.
I need to look this up.
It was not that bad.
It's not, and it's not even like the kind of game you're thinking it is.
Right.
really.
It's not. It's really not. And we went into it knowing nothing. We just bought it off the premise. We were like, this is going to be funny as hell. We're going to have laughs. It's probably awful. And truly, we did all of those things.
Am I correct in guessing that it kind of looks like battle mode from like a kart game?
It's a hack and slash. So, yes.
Okay, so kind of, sort of.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, the story, first of all, is that you are this, well, not you, you're kind of watching as like a omniscient being, but it is that like static anime character with the text box underneath each time. But the story is that this evil person is trying to brainwash all the humans to make their only love panties.
Dun dun dun.
And the only person that can stop them is a warrior of love, who is a human that can transform into panties.
Wow.
As soon as you said Warrior of Love, I immediately thought Huey Lewis in the News.
I mean, fair.
The second podcast in a row where I'm thinking of Back to the Future.
So this girl is like a high school aged girl, and she's going to school, and all of a sudden like gets approached by a floating panty and is like, you need to help us. And she was like, why? And the panty's like, you're a warrior of love. And she's like, I don't fucking know what any of this means. And then boom, she's a panty.
This sounds right up my alley, honestly.
Yeah.
I was going to say, this
No,
is
you
all
would-
the makings of like a Katamari
Literally-
game.
It looks like Katamari.
That's what I was
Bo-
thinking too.
Yeah.
Bo would love this game.
Yeah.
It sounds like fun. It's just such a weird premise.
It's such a concept. Anyway, so the whole thing is like you go along and there's 20, I believe it's 20 levels, but each level is a different panty you encounter with different. I told you no less
Each
than 20
level
times.
is a panty.
I love it.
But there's like striped panty.
Yeah.
There's like my personal favorite was Cool Kuma panty because he was this like bear panty, but he had these cool like the Kuma sunglasses with the pointy.
Okay.
You know. Anyway, he was cool, but they all have like different abilities and like different weaponry.
Panties.
Yes, they had like fucking machine guns and like honing missiles. And like grenade launcher, like literally it's just a floating panty, and then like you're encountering it and all of a sudden a machine gun pops up with no hands or anything. It just pops up to the side of the panty and just starts spewing bullets. It's funny, it's comical, it's amazing. Truly, everybody should play this game.
Apparently,
So-
there's a Steam version of this too. I'm
Okay,
gonna have to-
Sam, you're in.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I
limited-
have Switch too. It's just
I know, but
Limited Run did a special edition,
oh, they did
and so you get the collector's box, the game,
a panty.
the game manual, karaoke soundtrack CD.
Oh, you know what? I can karaoke the song right now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Panty, 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 panty. That's literally the whole song.
Every level is like that? Because
Yes.
that would drive me nuts.
Yes,
All right.
that's why I can karaoke it.
Panty, panty, panty,
You'll have to Google it after
All right.
and listen. But I was pretty spot on.
apparently there's a Lady Gaga song called "Panty Party" as well.
I also believe that.
Branded underpants you also get.
Damn.
A sticker set, a numbered certificate, and a mini case.
I thought you said Brandon Underpants for a second.
Like another
It's
name.
oh, you get his?
Yeah.
Brandon's
It's like,
underpants.
that's
the
Captain
exclusive.
Underpants'
Yeah.
first name.
That's the first person you fight.
So I'm more casual now. Just call me Brandon.
But
Interesting.
yeah, no. So yeah, each level you acquire, like if you beat the level with these certain, like each level has like 2 or 3 certain things, like the score, and like you can't die or you have to use this character or whatever, and then you can acquire that panty to use in future levels. So you can get up
To use for your advantage.
So what are you? You're just panties.
you are panties.
So you
Okay.
are panties,
You're not wearing panties. You're
You
just
are
panties.
panties.
but there's a high school girl involved.
but she
weird.
is panties. She's-
Sounds sketch.
Yeah.
No.
Super sketch.
Sounds like a test
Actually
by
not-
the U.S. government
Not playing this video
to
game.
look for statues.
It's not me, bro.
I don't want to be on the list.
It's not me, bro. No,
I'm
there's
gonna be on the
no
list.
there is no physical
Know
body.
my address.
There is no physical body in the panties.
Panty, panty.
I saw some game footage.
Yes, I mean, highly recommend just pausing and checking out some game footage before we continue to the listeners. I truly will.
We
Don't
will have
worry.
to listen to the
Yeah, don't
soundtrack
worry.
at some point because
Yeah.
it's been a little too long since I've had a good session of Bo confidently sings a video game song very, very incorrectly.
This guy-
Well, I was going to say, and speaking of Peggle, probably
Oh,
my
Peggle, yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite rendition of Beethoven that I've ever heard.
How did it go?
You went so wrong.
No.
How does it go, Bo?
I won't say anything.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Damn, that's a weird.
That's
version
all
of
that
Peggle.
goes through my head, honestly, is that sound.
That's your loading
Just walk
screen.
around life hearing.
Somebody said to me the other day, I was listening to that, and they were like, "Is this Hatsune Miku?" And I was like, "Get out! Just
Yeah.
the
Get out of my
door,
store.
The door. Leave.
Don't come back. Shop here again.
Shop here when you have some culture." God. No, but yeah.
Panty Party.
The panty party. Truly, the gameplay leaves some to be desired. It's a little floaty, but
Panties are a little crusty.
Yeah.
but yeah. The
They're
whole
immature.
yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
The whole
And the panties.
The whole story. First of all, does anybody want spoilers for Panty Party?
There's nothing quite more disappointing than spoiled panties. I'm 12.
Bo, I'm
It's up
looking
to
at
you.
you. I'm looking at you right now. Do you really want to be
Honestly, I don't really like text and video games anymore. I just want
okay?
to skip through it.
So, well, it
I want
doesn't
to be
matter.
reading.
Truly,
Yeah, I'm
truly,
playing a
the,
video
the
game.
story doesn't fucking matter. The story is terrible. It's awful. Like awful.
I mean, how could it be anything good? It's
Exactly.
panties talking to other panties.
Right, exactly. So at the core of it, you're not playing it for the story. But anyway, so at this one part, they're like, hey, we're going to go find the bad guy. We found where you go through his secret base. And they're like, cool, where's that? And they're like, we got to go through the washing machine.
Damn.
So they had to find the washing
Hygienic, at least.
Yeah, they had to find the washing machine. And then the
At least
washing
it's
machine.
a little realistic, you know?
No, the washing machine was a portal.
Oh.
Okay? So where do you think the washing machine leads?
The sewer.
To the panty party.
I mean, both. Fair guesses.
Then again, I'm acting very practically in my guess, and
Please don't act.
the realism
practically.
of this game thus far does not
Please don't.
suggest I should think pragmatically about
To the dresser.
to outer space.
Bingo.
Yeah,
Really?
of course.
All
Fucking
right.
went to outer space.
Because it's a Japanese game.
They were like, so this whole time, Cody and I are sitting on the
go to
couch,
space.
and they're like going back and forth. They're like, we've got to save the world. And they're like, but I don't want to be a panty forever. And they're like, but panties are great. And this whole like terrible storyline. And then all of a sudden, they're like, we're going to go through the washing machine now. And then the next frame is a panty like with a star background. And she's like, we're in space. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, meanwhile, kind of all right.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. Left field.
Well, I mean,
Yet at the same time,
that game's all about
how
space,
many
too.
Japanese games with absolutely no like
Actual
root
plot?
no root in like realism eventually wind up in space.
Yeah,
That's
I feel
true.
like all of them. Like, you
Literally
nailed it
everything.
on the
Super
head.
Mario World at points. You go to like Star World, which
Yeah.
could
Super
basically
Mario
be
Land
space,
2.
or Super Mario Galaxy. You're
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
and
That's
in
the
that
whole
you're
thing's in
a
space.
plumber from Italy that rides a dinosaur to defeat turtles.
This is true.
And if you boil it down that far,
It's a fever
Panty
dream.
Party could have been the best-selling game of all time
It
for all
really
we
could
know.
have. Really could have. It might be. It still has potential.
Except you have to say panties every time that you talk about it.
Well, yeah, so you go to space, and first of all, there's no zero grav mechanic, 0 out of 10.
Okay.
So you're
I
saying
was
there's gravity in space in Pantyland.
In Pantyland, yes. I was disappointed when it was not zero grav panty fighting. But then you spend a couple of, levels up in space. You've got to defeat Meteor Panty and
Wow.
Loses marks on its physics.
Did you guys
engine.
beat it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we beat it.
It's
yeah.
a short game.
It's not hard. No.
Okay.
It's not hard. I mean, it's like I said, the gameplay is a little dodgy. It's not spectacular.
So it's a
And
beat 'em up.
Kind of. The technical term is hack and slash, I believe.
Hack
but
and
yes.
slash.
But
Do
yeah,
you fight more than one panty at a time?
potentially yes.
Okay.
Do you?
There are
so
some that it is a singular and then like a boss level essentially.
Is
and
it
then there's
all
some that's
panty
multiple.
on panty combat?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. It is all panty on panty combat.
Okay.
There is no human. There's no animal. But you have different stages.
There's no like scissors or anything
No,
like,
no.
that could be a real nemesis to a panty.
No, but the panties wield weaponry. So there, like I said, there's like a machine gun or like a grenade
Right.
launcher in the webbing of the panty.
It's kind of like worms,
Yes, but with panties.
but with panties, and it's hack and slash instead of turn by turn.
That's exactly it. Yep.
I sort of want to play it, but at the same time, price tag of like what, $55? I think I saw on eBay.
they-
Put it on your wish list
on the digital
eShop.
store, it's like $15.
Put it on a wish list. It'll come up for
If
sale.
it's like
I'm sure.
$5,
Yes.
Yeah,
if
I'll
it's a
buy
$5,
It's-
even 10 maybe.
It's
you could
$10 on Steam. I just checked.
You could get
Okay.
you could get your
it
money's
sounds
worth
like
out of 10.
10.
You could
A
get
$10
your money's
game.
worth.
When the Steam Deck becomes available to me and I don't have the money to buy it, I will
Yeah.
buy one.
Yeah.
Although, shout out to Weedeem. I see he got his Steam Deck, and I've
did.
been actively following his content about it because I am curious to hear from a person that I've actually met and know exists and has one in
What's
their
up,
hands.
Sal?
And, yeah, what up, Sal?
We love you.
He's the first person that I know of in real life that has one, and not just like Marquez Brownlee and
Yeah.
famous YouTubers.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what he has to say and think about it.
Yeah,
I
if
didn't
you
get to
guys-
watch his emulation video yet, but I'm sure I'll look forward to it. I always love watching Sal's videos. Weedeem Gaming, if
Yeah.
you want to find him on YouTube and you've not heard of him, good friend of the podcast.
He's a awesome guy that has been making content left and right. Like every day, I feel like he's putting a video out.
He's got a lot of content lately.
lot of
He's been
content.
doing the shorts too. I follow
Yeah.
him pretty close. I've been subscribed for a while, and yeah, I really enjoy watching his stuff because he's into emulation, and so am I.
Yeah.
So always enjoy seeing his stuff, and he's a real cool guy too.
He's chill.
And while I'm doing shout outs,
Yeah.
I have to give one other really random shout out to it's not quite on par with our usual gaming content, but the Universally Speaking podcast. Ben and Sam, they're over in England doing a podcast about my favorite band, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and
Okay.
I've recently become an ambassador to their podcast.
What does that
And
mean?
that means that you send them kind words, and they send you a badge that says you're an ambassador of our podcast.
I want
But no, they
that.
do some really, like,
Can
if
we
you're
be-
into like
can we be
deep
in
dive
this?
kinds of content, they're on this network called Deep Dive, where it's like artist focused podcasts talking about albums and live performances and stuff. And I just happened to like Google search them one time, or not Google search, but rather I searched for them in the podcast app I use, found their podcast, and one of their like reviews of a live performance at Madison Square Garden caught my attention. I just started listening, and I've been listening for like a whole month now, and I've chatted back and forth with a little over email with them, and just really cool guys, really genuine, and
Cool.
been fun to listen to them too. So
Shout out to you guys.
lots of love to Universally Speaking RHCP Pod. I always think it's funny though because they call the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I should say, the Chilies,
Oh yeah.
and I call them the Peppers because
The
when I think of
Reds.
Chilies, I
Oh.
think of like I want my baby back, baby
like
back,
that.
baby back.
Reds.
I think of ribs.
That makes me think of like the big red gum though. I don't think I could call them the Reds.
No, yeah, the Hots.
Hots.
Yeah,
I like
that
it.
sounds like you.
The
you
Hot
want them,
Peppers.
You want them sexually?
My favorite band, the Hot Peppers.
The jalapenos.
Yes.
If I can segue from that too. I'm just going to segue left and right
Please.
today.
Just call you Segway Kelly.
Yeah, please do.
That's what all my friends call me.
Please do. Actually, you know what? I've been trying to get my friends to call me Helicopter recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Helicopter.
Yeah, but like, why not though?
Yeah, that's cool.
Train. I just need to know why.
Why not, Sam? Why not?
Fair, but I feel I'm owed just a bit more explanation than
It fits. Like that's it. It's just like fucking cool. That's all.
I'll allow it.
Why is Bo's phone AOL screen name? Why can't I be Helicopter?
I like it. Change
Thank you.
it.
I'll give you the fact that it rhymes and it's fun.
Yeah, it's a play on words. Anyway,
I'll
My
go
s-
with it, Helicopter.
my segue not into my new fantastic nickname is that I was also recently on an ulterior podcast.
I listened to it.
What'd you think?
It was good.
Thanks.
It was good. I learned a lot about Ratchet and Clank that I didn't know.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, don't bury the lead. What podcast was this?
So-
I have not heard of this.
No. So it was serendipitous that I ran into Josh, who does Still Loading podcast at Too Many Games in June. And we were chatting, and he was like, hey, I need a guest coming up. And I was like, count me in. Love to have you eventually on ours as well. You know, it's always good to have friends in the podcasting world. But Josh does it by himself, and he does a really good job for being a solo caster. I feel like that could be kind of difficult, you know, when you don't have somebody to banter with.
Absolutely, it is. As somebody who's done like radio by myself, it is
Right.
not easy to sit there and talk by yourself and entertain yourself while you talk. So
Right.
all the love to him for
Yeah.
for trying to figure that out.
He does a lot of great, like, informational stuff about games. He's been doing a lot of, he does like a Captain N rewatch. He'll cover an
Nice.
episode or whatever. But yeah, so Josh invited me on, and he was like, you know, what game you want to talk about? Here's a list of games. I went through, and I was like, I haven't played any of these, or like I haven't played these in a while, so I don't really remember enough to talk, kind of thing. And then he was like, well, what's your favorite games?
Yeah.
And I kind of gave him a list, and he was like, oh, well, I've been meaning to do the second in the Ratchet and Clank series since I already did the first one. And I was like, perfect. So went on, and we chatted about going commando, and it was a fantastic time.
It was really good.
Yeah, he's
To
very
be clear, is
very-
that a game, or are we talking about underwear again?
Oh,
Ratchet
no, we're back
and
to
Clank.
the underwear.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No, it's the second in the Ratchet and Clank series
Oh,
on the
okay.
PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turned out really good. I highly recommend everyone listening to it.
Yeah, he gets some great guests on there, too.
Yeah. It was the only
Um,
one that I've listened so far, but I'm a fan now. I
Yeah.
subscribed, so.
Good. Yeah. No, definitely check him out if you haven't yet. It's a great, informative gaming podcast. Lots of fun. And it turns out we have a mutual friend that I didn't realize. So it's kind of funny that way too. One of my close girlfriends got engaged to a guy recently, and that's one of his best friends.
Oh, cool.
So I had no idea, and so now we have that.
That's awesome.
So that's cool too. That's like a small enough world in Pennsylvania that you can be all the way on the other side and still know.
The episode reminded me a lot of Happy Hour that we used to do.
We should do some more.
That's what I was thinking. So we did, if you guys have listened to all of our podcasts, you've
And
heard,
you obviously have.
Some of you have, some
Gold
of you have
stars.
not.
Gold
I mean,
stars to all of you.
we have hundreds of listens on some episodes, and some there's only 50. So step your game up, whoever's not listening. All right.
Because if it's anything that makes you want to listen more, it's a stern talking to.
Yes,
I'm
it
going to
is.
take back the gold star if you haven't.
But we did one on Ori, we did one on Animal Crossing, and we did one on Katamari.
That one was one of my favorites.
The Katamari one was so good. It was so much fun.
We both truly love that game, so that's what really made it.
And I
super
feel
fun.
like we should do one on the Klonoa.
Damn, I thought you were going to say Panty Party.
Well, that might have to
played it
happen
yet.
too.
I haven't played it
Yet.
But I feel like we should do one for Klonoa and like all the games, maybe.
Sure.
Of Klonoa.
Sure.
Say, still loading. Just got the sub on my podcast account too, because another shout out to them immediately following the episode with Kelly is two of my favorite YouTubers on his show, My Life in Gaming. Corey and Try do like the RGB upscaling master class for console, like classic consoles. They're very interesting guys. So two very, very worthwhile episodes. So go listen to
Back to back.
Kelly talk Ratchet and Clank, and then go listen to it's Josh, he said? Yeah, Josh's conversation with My Life in Gaming. That's pretty cool.
I think my episode is number 234.
Yes, I just looked at him. That's exactly right.
So he has plenty of content for you to check out if you're looking to backtrack too.
Oh, and while we're giving shout outs, we have to pour one out
For Joe Rogan.
Well,
No.
have you heard of Joe Rogan?
Who's that?
It's Joe Rogan.
I haven't mentioned him yet, so I had to. Sorry, guys.
If you're playing Precisely Bingo.
Yeah. But if you're also a more rare topic to come up on Precisely Bingo is our old pal Earthbound for Switch
Oh,
Yes.
pour one out for Earthbound
on
for
Instagram.
Switch.
Shout out to you, dude.
He is now aware of the Precisely podcast,
Yeah.
for better or for worse.
I was drinking the other night and I saw.
Starts the story with, so I was drinking.
And I saw his last post. I guess it was his last post.
July
It-
31st.
Yeah.
He
Rip.
called it quits.
What did he say?
So he says...
He was very sentimental.
Yes.
He says, the end of an amazing journey. I love bringing this idea to life, and it's so much fun running this account. Na 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 na.
A lot, right?
And it's been, let's just be clear here. It's been
It's
been
been-
almost 6 months that the game has been available
Yes.
for Switch, and he continued this for 172 days past its release.
Wow.
So,
Shout out to you, man.
Meanwhile,
Great job.
a certain Bo's Game Room chimes in. If it wasn't for your daily posting, I'm honestly not sure if Earthbound would have ever made it to the Switch. And then we all started chiming in. And what did you tell? Oh, I think he was genuinely
Like, oh, thank you, man.
like, I hope you enjoy. And you mentioned the podcast.
Yes, I did. I
And
had
then-
to.
I saw the tag come up and I was like, what the fuck?
Then he eventually said, I'll definitely give it a listen. And then, wait a minute, you guys just insulted me the whole time.
And good fun, sir. And good fun.
He did laugh about it, I think.
I
That's
think-
what his emojis suggested.
Yeah. And, it wasn't good fun.
It's all fun.
It's all fun and games.
I
there.
wish I had enough time to post about my favorite video game every day.
Oh my
all right?
God. Oh
I
my
really,
God.
I
Yes.
really wish I did, and I envy you.
Compliments where compliments are due.
Yeah,
His graphics are pretty.
Yeah.
You
He
put
made a
effort.
new screenshot every day.
it's crazy, dude.
Well, he could have done it all.
and
in
like
one
he has like a
sitting.
custom overlay.
I'm playing. But am I?
He could have. He could have made a program to post a different image from Earthbound with the same text overlay. It's real easy. It's just a little bit of math here and there.
Yeah,
and,
it's just math.
Just math and
It's just
and
basic
graphics.
numbers and
just
symbols.
math and a keyboard, man.
Every now and then you use a few letters. It's not that complicated.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's just basic
AB
HTML.
equals HTML.
Just a little Rain Man here.
Yeah.
I could do it.
Either way, if it wasn't for him, Earthbound might not be on the Switch, and that's what I was
true.
congratulating
I don't
him
want to
on.
be in the time lane where he doesn't do this.
He and tens of other people that were demanding Nintendo put out
Some other
content
people.
because
Everyone loves Earthbound. What do you mean?
I'm just saying.
Boy, here we go.
No, I love
Fired up,
Earthbound.
fired
To
up.
be clear, I love Earthbound. I'm just saying people demanding re-releases of 30-year-old Super Nintendo games for the nth time on Switch specifically.
You know what, though? I would really love to see a remake, and I've talked to some other friends about this, of Earthbound with the same engine that Live and Octopath Traveler and Triangle
that,
Strategy or whatever.
The
game.
lighting effects in that 3D pseudo 2D,
2D,
environment
3D, yeah.
That or
or like Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening
Yeah.
for the Switch.
Like
I feel like
pseudo-
Link's Awakening might look better suited for Earthbound.
That'd be cute.
I feel like there already are renders of like the characters
Yeah.
from that game that would
Because
fit
Link's
well.
Awakening even had like a shadowy, like filtery effect when you're farther away from the screen. Sort of like Octopath, but
Yeah.
Octopath did it way stronger with 16-bit graphics.
I'm willing to bet somebody out there on a PC has probably
They have.
hacked
100%.
But I feel like
the
Earthbound
SNES
being on the Switch is Nintendo seeing how many people play it, beat it, and is it worthwhile for them to remake it? And should we make a big box with a big manual and scratch and sniff stickers? Because that's what you should do, Nintendo. Fucking bring it back. Big box booties, all right? We're talking
Panties.
Panty Party here. Panty Party. Panty Party.
It's really spot on for a guy who's never even heard it.
Panty Party. Panty Party. It's a panty party.
It's really capturing the
Big
essence.
box Earthbound for the Nintendo Switch. Big manual, fat manual, make it real thick card stock.
I'm
that-
really uncomfortable with how many.
that baby books are made.
Yeah.
You want like a board book?
A
of
board
the
book,
Earthbound
but
manual?
Earthbound. So we're talking thick, a thick boy, Earthbound
Really uncomfortable
manual.
with how many times he said thick.
Thick boy.
Thick, big, and how he's accentuating with his hands. I know this is only an auditory media, but
You might hear his hand motions through his microphone right
So
now.
there was 6 scratch off stickers, or not stickers,
Scratch
just
and sniff.
scratch and sniff like cards in the back of the Earthbound manual. And there was one that was like a question mark with like a weird smell in the background, like a green goo. I think. Maybe I'm just thinking of something else. But if you could guess that smell, you could like mail in your guess with that card, and you got the fucking pizza company in Earthbound air freshener.
Okay.
And I've only seen one on eBay, and the guy was asking like $2,500.
yeah, that sounds about
The
right.
pizza company that won't give you pizza, but they'll deliver you pizza.
They'll deliver you pizza,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what they're called. Is the pizza company that won't give you pizza right now, but you can call us and we'll give you pizza.
I'm pretty
Sounds
sure
like a
that's what Papa
really
John does,
long name.
right?
Papa John.
I think I could walk into a Papa J's and leave with a pizza.
They'd rather you call so they don't interact with you because they're all very
My brother-in-law used to work
Introverted.
there, and that is
That's
accurate.
fair. I would.
Yeah.
I would also.
He quit
I
the
would
job
also,
because he had to make phone calls once.
yeah.
I would also prefer if nobody interacted with me when I went into a Papa John's.
That's what Pizza Hut's doing actually. They're closing all their shops,
That's a disappointment.
and it's
R.I.P.
going to be
PHB.
online and telephone calls only, like delivery only.
How am I supposed to do the buffet?
That's what I was to say. R.I.P. Pizza Hut lunch buffet.
Where am I
and-
supposed to get my bucket books?
I was gonna say.
I would
you can
love
do
a
book it
PS1
at
demo
delivery.
disc,
I can
but-
confirm.
What'd you say?
You can do book pizzas at the Pizza Hut Express that only does delivery because they already had that. To be clear, they're just doing away with their restaurants.
Yeah.
Because Pizza Hut Express was where
True.
I always got Pizza Hut, That's the place
Same.
over by Capital City Mall on the west, yo.
No,
And-
the one for me was Pizza Express, but it was Progress.
Yeah.
That was the one I went to.
We
And
put
it was
a
only ever delivery there too,
Yeah,
just
pick
like
up or delivery.
Papa J's tends to be.
But they had a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet in there. I remember
yeah, they
that.
did have arcade cabinets and pinball machines.
I do remember that.
I will
vividly.
never forget the arcade cabinet that was always so random but stuck out to me at the Pizza Hut out on Limekiln Road that I went to sometimes was Puzzle Bobble. They had a Puzzle Bobble cabinet, or it was either that or it was like the what's it called, the MVS.
Nintendo?
No.
Neo Geo.
The Neo Geo MVS. I think they had one of those too. It was like one of the first times I ever remember seeing those. But yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
You're bringing back some memories
Yeah.
in my head.
Nostalgia cast.
Yeah. It's coconut sorbet fruit punch.
All right, so the second beer that we're drinking is from...
Try that again. Nope.
No.
Nope.
I turned it off.
Try it again.
And take two.
All right, so the second beer that we are drinking is from our favorite brewery, Lovedrafts Brewing Company.
And yours.
This is a special beer for all the Mug Club Cthulhu Club members. They actually, Terry brewed a beer, aged it in 3 different barrels that I'll talk about. It's called the Gospels of Degeneration. And it's a barrel-aged stock ale. What is a stock ale?
Metal as hell. I don't know. This is metal. This is a
Stock.
metal beer.
Stock
Metal.
would be
Does it
like...
have bones in it?
It
Yeah.
does.
So
That's
it's a
probably
stock.
why it's a stock ale then.
got
You know, like,
stock.
when you make stock, you use bones.
Bone broth.
Mm-hmm. So I believe there are pork bones in it.
Fucking metal, bro. Terry, this
Smoked
is metal.
pork bones. So the bottle is a beautiful blue glass bottle.
For the record, I'm wrong about that. I just Googled it.
We-
It's called a stock ale. It's a British thing.
I mean,
Truly?
that's what I was thinking.
Listen.
It's about barley wine and like that kind of
Truly,
deal.
we're wrong about everything on here. Don't ever take us for fact.
But did you hear how
Confidence.
confident I was?
Confidence.
Can't stress it enough. Nothing
Did
we say is
hear
true.
How confident I was in guessing. Anyway,
I mean, it makes sense, but go on.
So we'll take a picture of this.
I just
But
did a contrast picture with
it's
our
a-
other brew, too.
It's a blue glass bottle
So nice.
with a nice like lock on the half side of it, rubber seal. This is a bottle I would, just keep in my collection to have. But then what makes it amazing to me is this wax seal on it that is a huge candle in itself almost
No, it is a candle.
to the very top. I mean, is there a wick on it?
Yeah. They fucking lit a whole bunch of candles. Did you not see their post?
Holy shit.
If you go to Instagram and you follow Love Drafts, or if you
So
don't,
it is a candle.
they set every single Cthulhu Brew Club member's bottle up, and it's in the shape of a pentagram as they were all
Yes.
lit. It is metal, dude.
This
Absolutely
is
metal.
this is like the opposite of kosher meat.
It's also the opposite of what we just drank.
I was gonna say if you're not gonna see our pictures, the best thing I could describe is like the first beer we drank. That person just sat around and like watched DuckTales. This person just sat around and like listened to Bauhaus.
Okay, here's
Yes.
my contrast. Here's my contrast. You know when you would look at a Hot Topic and you see a family in there, and you know the one child that brought the family into the Hot Topic? This is the child that brought the family into the Hot Topic.
Yes.
This is the goth girl. And then that's her preppy sister.
So it is a wax candle on top, right? Mm-hmm. Honestly, I thought it was just like wax burning down it.
No, it's a full
It's
candle.
melting all the way down the bottle.
Yep.
It's like sealed like an old 1800s letter. But it reminds me of a video game character. Blasphemous on the Nintendo Switch. Do you know what I'm talking about?
We're nodding no, but
It's like a 2D fighter game. Like
Blasphemous.
beat 'em up game.
I've heard the name, but I could not picture it if you...
he wears
me.
this like top hat, and it's like an evil fucking game. It's cool, but it reminds me exactly of that.
Yep.
I'll do a
it
comparison.
checks out.
Yeah, I'll do a comparison
flip that
picture.
phone.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
show
See
Kelly.
that.
even just the cover art, like it totally checks out.
Here, do,
Like,
do a video of this
oh yeah.
right here. I'm going to crack this open.
All right. So
This is a big deal beer, if you will. Bo is brandished a knife.
now that's a knife.
Oh, whoa. I'm going to have wax all over my basement. That's all right.
Brah.
Woo! That was a big pop. I'm glad I moved my glass. Holy shit. So Bo neglected to leave off my favorite part about this beer. There are corpse toe tags with your name on them to designate which beer goes to which club member. So it says like name of deceased, and it would say like Bo or Kelly, and then it has like Lovedrafts and stuff like that.
Fucking everywhere.
Yeah, that was not. I
It
mean,
exploded like the knife made a little bit, but then you opened it and it actually just like.
it was like a fucking. It was like champagne.
Me too.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
To year one of Lovedrafts, because that is what this beer is about. Year one of Lovedrafts Brewing
Hell
Company.
yeah.
Let's take a sip of it. Oh, I was actually talking into my beer right there instead of the microphone.
Sorry, that was. I laughed right.
I really hope I have that on camera.
So
I don't know if I
fucking
do.
funny.
All right, let's take a sip of it, and then I will read the description
Oh
online.
my god. Wow.
That is rich in flavor.
Wow.
So
That is a
Kelly and
lot.
I tried this at the brewery when it came out, when we picked up our bottles, and it was on draft. Cold. I am getting so many more flavors and notes right now. It's been sitting out since I left my house, honestly,
Yeah.
in the truck. So
They do recommend it being served at kind of a cask temperature
yeah,
since it is a British
45 to
style
50
ale.
degrees.
I think that's probably about where we're at because we had it sitting in the garage and we were looking at the arcade cabinet for a moment, and then
And currently in Pennsylvania, it's about 11,000
it
degrees
is
outside.
Satan's asshole out there. Oh my god, dude!
So let me tell you about the Gospels of Degeneration.
Please preach to me.
It's a barrel-aged stock ale, brewed in celebration of our first year, laid to rest in barrels for just over 8 months, a blend of Malbec wine, brown sugar rum, and Basil Hayden bourbon barrels to be exact. Brewed from a heavy, dark base and infused with malt and pork bones from our own smokers. Yup. We smoked 20 pounds of pork bones, then boiled them along with the beer, creating an undeniable umami that complements a beer of this structure. After all of that, I added the final kiss of Tahitian vanilla beans before we put this beast into kegs and bottles. Rich, fruity, and oh so decadent, brimming with notes of wet barrel, chocolate-covered cherries, burnt marshmallows, and warming spirits topped with a caramel swirl. Cheers to our first year. Jesus Christ, whoever wrote that needs an Emmy or something.
An Emmy.
An Emmy? Is that what it is?
Pulitzer.
Absolutely not. An Emmy is for the television.
That is the best
An
television
Oscar.
show.
An Oscar.
That's the movies. A Tony even.
I'll give them a Tony
Yeah.
for writing it, as long as they end it with jazz hands.
It was a good writing. The beer's even better. Terry,
Yeah.
you outdid yourself on this one.
I am not a chooser of the dark beer. If it's presented to me, I will always try it, but I
Yes.
will never personally be like, I want to try that. But this is something else.
This is so tasty.
I'm always a chooser of the dark beer once it's cold out,
yes.
but like
Today is not a dark
having
beer
the
day.
opportunity to drink this anyway, I would accept this anytime.
Yeah.
And you mentioned nostalgia of like childhood flavors. And one of the craziest things for me is like, it's not the actual taste of the ale itself. As you're like pulling on your pint glass, about to sip it, I get this like smoky, sweet pork vibe that reminds me of like my now 90-year-old grandparents making like Christmas ham.
Ooh.
Like, and because they use like cherries and fruit
Yes.
and like brown sugar and all this kind of stuff in it. And just that right before it like hits my mouth, like pulling air into my mouth to take a sip, I get this like hit of it. And that's like the first thing I think of. It's really interesting because it doesn't have like, you hear what they say about like smoking like pork bones with it. And it sounds really out there, but it adds a really interesting vibe to it.
It's almost like a cigar bar or something.
It does feel
Kinda.
very much along those lines, like where you're looking for the deeper, smokier notes, for lack of a better term.
There's a lot of flavor to it. It's dark, it's rich, it's bold.
I hit that vanilla real hard. I didn't the first time we tasted it, but now that it's this temperature, I hit that
It
vanilla.
tastes boozy too, but like
little bit.
not too bad. Like not too much. Where
not obnoxiously.
Yeah, like it's an 11%, which is a lot.
For a beer.
And this comes in what? Is this a 64 ounce?
Not quite.
30 something 40.
May I look at that artwork a little more close?
520 milliliter probably.
It's interesting. Looking at the car on
It's a lot of beer to open and drink by oneself. But
Yes,
with a group
shared.
of people, say 3, that have headphones and a microphone on, it is perfect.
They do say
Yeah.
best enjoyed with friends.
Yes.
And this is definitely a friend beer.
Yeah.
Got it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, no, and there's fucking wax everywhere.
There is wax everywhere,
We are-
so much that Scott is
We're gonna have to clean.
he already has the vacuums ready by the door.
Yeah, mom's got
And-
the vacuum.
I tried to contain myself while you were reading, but I can confirm that I have a video of you talking into your beer instead of your microphone.
Good.
Hello?
I was like, I can't hear myself.
Moving on. There's a nice echo.
How's it going, everybody?
This is a good beer.
No, this is great. I'm so, you know.
When you want to open
So
yours,
stoked.
let me know.
Okay, Terry, if you're listening, I'll probably ask you this in person when I see you next. But can I age this for another year in the container that it's in? Because if that is possible, I would love to have it on the anniversary next year.
Okay, let's do it.
This sounds crazy.
What?
I would love to have this with like lo mein or like some kind of like Asian fusion kind of food.
I could see that.
I don't know what it is specifically. I don't know. I keep coming back to that sort of smoky
I want to
undertone.
I want
love
to put a
that.
cherry in mine. That's what mine. I
Yeah.
want to put like not a maraschino. You want to put a Luxador cherry in this one.
I'm also the kind of guy that like I'm into a savory palate over a sweet palate on just about everything.
Fair.
So like the fact that that's there to begin with catches my attention. But yes, beautifully done.
Yeah, super great.
I want a fold-out lawn chair while drinking this. Out back, not too hot, not too cool.
This is not. Hold on.
I know.
This is not fold-out lawn chair material.
Not
Fold
for
out
me.
lawn. No, not for me. This is. I'm in a fully structured homemade
with a fireplace or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
maybe
either
that's what I'm
for me,
thinking.
because dark beer is never outside; it's always inside. It's cold. I'm in a recliner. I've got my slippers.
All right.
See, I also
Fire's going.
It just feels
A robe, fuzzy robe,
okay.
dark
a
beer for
nightcap.
me can be outside.
a nightcap. Santa's coming.
And that's what I was thinking more so, like nighttime.
Yeah,
It's cool. It's like a fall.
Oh, so yeah. For me, it's like fire pit, and
This
is
it's
fire
getting to
pit.
be like freezing temps
This
around
is-
here kind of beer for me.
Now we're gonna get into my favorite time of the year, which is the fall, which is the
Heck
Halloween. But we're gonna get into Rock and Bones time, baby. It's when I'm gonna be wanting that. But this also feels very same vein.
Yeah.
Like I would want to drink that outside at a fall gathering, you know, with an apple cobbler or whatever the hell we're gonna make in the fall with millions of apples, you know,
Millions of apples.
and cinnamon and
Apples for me.
free. Oh, okay, but it's very good. It's very good.
That's so good.
I'm impressed. And again, not a dark beer fanatic, but very
Same.
impressed. Very impressed with it.
This is the beer that I like drinking with friends.
This is
That
a
are-
slow drink.
Absolutely.
It's a high ABV where it's just like, let's talk about the beer like it's a fine whiskey.
Yeah, this is your wine tasting. This is your whiskey tasting.
Compliments on the flavor not being dominated by the barrels for
True.
that, because that's the other thought I did have is I've had many a barrel aged or barrel conditioned kind of beer where the palate gets completely dominated by the wood or the smoke in the wood, and I don't get that with this. Like,
And-
that's not
yeah.
what's forward. And you said 3 different barrels?
Yeah, so the one was a Malbec wine barrel.
Okay, so
right?
wine barrel aging is usually pretty interesting. I approve.
Then it was a brown sugar rum barrel.
Okay.
And then lastly, one that I've never heard of but I want to drink now is a Basil Hayden bourbon barrel.
I don't know if that bourbon specifically. I've had other, like, Kentucky bourbon kinds of aged beers, and I felt like they were trying too hard to get the smoke of the flavor across. And I don't get that in this, but I do appreciate the wine barrel aging. That's something that I've had in other beers that I really, really liked, but no, well freaking done.
I think the one thing I like is that they talk about smoking with pork bone, which you would think it would be like this heavy pork
Yeah.
Right.
flavor, which
And
it
that's-
just is more of a compliment. It's not
Yeah.
overpowering.
I feel like it's the kind of descriptor that would frighten certain lesser beer enthusiasts off. It immediately catches my attention, and Lovedrafts has not been one to not catch my attention. Pretty much anything that seems off the wall, I kind of just trust in Lovedrafts. Like,
We both said,
yeah, like
remember
no, for real, like Squid Ink.
when we went. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say when we went, you got the squid ink, and I was like, I'm a little nervous. I don't know.
I was too.
And I tried a sip of yours, and I was like, I should never have been nervous. And that
Yeah.
I think that was
Yeah.
the turning point for me, because you got the Thai one the other day,
uh-huh.
and I tried a sip of that because I'm not a huge coconut person. I was like, I just want to try it just to see.
Yeah.
And it was good.
It was very
It
good.
literally, even though there's something in the notes that says this is here, I was like, I don't know, but every time it's been fine.
Yeah.
Now, and I'll be honest, maybe there's a little bit of placebo effect going for me.
Sure.
Where, like, I know it's there, so I'm imagining, but I don't think so. Because, like, again, I don't taste it in the beer. I taste it in the notes coming off of the beer. Mm-hmm. And it's just very interesting.
I would honestly recommend, if anyone goes to Lovedrafts and drinks this, order this with another beer and drink your first beer first. Because this tastes completely different when it's the temperature that it is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you order them at the same time and
Yeah.
then come back to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're
So
saying.
you can get this on tap?
Yeah, I
presently?
believe so.
believe
It's not
Unless
just
it-
exclusive to y'all?
No.
I don't think
I
so.
think
Y'all
that-
is a word I use.
I think there was enough for leftovers. I'm not sure
I
if
don't know
it's
how
still
long it'll
there.
last.
Oh, yeah,
It's
so-
not
Yeah.
canned. It's
Yeah.
definitely not canned. It's
Sure.
draft
Yeah.
only. But
We just renewed our Love Drafts Cthulhu Club membership.
I didn't even bat an eye.
$80 and totally worth it, Sam.
Absolutely.
I might have to.
You might
consider it
need to real soon.
I think
just
you
to
should,
be a part of the team.
I think you should. Not just saying that because of our our
No, I
absolute
mean, just to
loyalty to
just to
this
kind of have
brewery.
that spot too. I mean, it's not really that much
You
in
get-
the grand scheme of beer.
I mean, you
too.
get an
No,
extra
it's
4
not.
ounces of beer every
time.
draft.
Yep.
You
Food
get a
discount.
free bottle at the end of the year of an amazing beer
Of
that we're
amazing
drinking right
beer.
now.
And if I wasn't working, we could have gone to the crawfish boil that they had for free too
Mm-hmm.
for members. So we could have gotten free food.
Which would have cost non-members $60.
And did they have this
Yeah.
beer with crawfish?
Yeah, this would have
Yeah.
been so good.
Yeah.
But they also they did.
Like, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I want like shrimp or
Yeah.
something.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
they
yeah.
did
That
have
sounds
the boiler.
amazing.
They had the boiler, which they brewed for that, and it was with I can't remember the brand of spice that they used. It was like a
Old Bay?
no, it was like some company that makes
Oh, okay.
spices, but it was like a crisp farmhouse ale
Nice.
style that would have been really good with it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
But yeah, so
They do that and then, 10% discount on food, which I didn't even realize this whole year.
Yeah, we got
and,
cool little keychains now.
And we got cool
Hmm.
keychains. You want to see my keychain?
Yeah.
I don't have my car keys on me, or I'd show you.
It has our numbers on them. So it has
You don't
the
forget
Love
your
Draft
number.
logo.
Oh,
And then-
sold.
See, I always would forget I'm number
Yeah.
28.
I had a note in my phone because I would be like,
I'd be like, I'm 26 or
think,
28, and they're like, well, we're going to look it up. I'm like, yeah, you should, I
better.
guess, yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible.
I would
Yeah.
hate for number 26 to be here while I'm drinking out of his glass.
Oh, hey.
Also, the glasses are fucking sick.
They are
and you
cool.
get to keep the glass.
I did feel like sort of a silly little bitch when I'm sitting at
silly little bitch.
I was sitting at the bar with Bo and Kelly. We did meet up at Lovedrafts like a few weeks ago. They're drinking out of these rad fucking mugs, and I've got the, like
Hefty.
plastic
Yeah.
solo cups.
Hey, it
Like,
happens.
Hey guys.
I want to see that video of me cutting the wax.
Yeah.
It's almost as amusing as you talking to your beer.
Yes, I'm sure.
I want to say, since this is the anniversary brew of Lovedrafts, I know that we have a very biased point of view, but what is your favorite moment of first year Lovedrafts?
So bias meaning
Meaning we had an event there.
Meaning not anything
Meaning
but
we had
the
a beer
Smash
there.
tournament.
Yeah.
So honestly, beyond the Smash tournament, which was amazing, it would have been when my wife and I went there, probably after our daughter was born, 3 months. She's probably 3 months old. It was like our first date out. We went to Lovedrafts, thinking it was just going to be a Friday or Saturday night. You know, we haven't been there all year.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they had a metal show. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to see metal right now. Like, we're just, you know, we dressed up. I dressed up fancy. I had a button-down shirt on.
You know, when the button down comes out.
The tropical button-down shirt, you
Throwing
know.
down with buttons on.
Yeah, we got
And
business.
my
to
buddy
attend
Tim
to.
was there. It was $20 to get in. And we started walking back to my truck. And Kayla's like, you know, on the way here, you were like, I would love to see a show. And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to see a metal show. You know, I like metal, but I'm not the biggest fan anymore, right?
You need a time and place. I understand.
I was a huge metal fan, grindcore fan, skinny pant wearing fan back in the day, you know, of all hardcore, metalcore, grindcore music. And I just sort of like hung up those clothes. And she was like, you wanted to see a show. I was like, all right, let's go back. So we went back and paid the money, went in, and some spirit came over me. And we were standing right next to the pit.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I need to go in there.
Mosh retirement. He left.
Yes.
He left Mosh retirement.
Over a decade ago.
Yeah.
Kelly and I were talking about this after you left Lovedrafts the
Yep,
other night,
yep,
actually.
yep.
And I fucking threw down on this band's last like song.
Yep.
And it was just like I was like fucking cartwheel kicking
Can you
people.
put some blast beats behind that, please? Post.
Done.
Okay.
It was amazing. Probably had a heart attack, honestly. But kicking, punching, everything. I was so high afterwards. The adrenaline rush from moving my body that fast and just going balls to the wall, moshing. But not moshing like a circle pit, like fucking
Just
whatever
going,
they do. Like
doing your
fucking
thing.
just fucking dance kicking. It felt so fucking good. And I was the only person there not wearing black. I had a fucking floral button-down shirt on. You know, because I was going on a date with my wife.
Yeah, yeah.
And she was like, I've never seen you like that. And I was like, I don't even know if I can fucking drive home. Like, like I was so, like, just fluttery, like, from it all. Like, it felt amazing. And I'm looking forward to the next time I mosh there. But that, like, that was... Thank you, Lovedrafts, for bringing a show that I didn't think I wanted to see, and then I fucking enjoyed the hell out of it.
No, I have not moshed at Lovedrafts.
Yeah.
yet. And
Neither have I.
I should.
It
Now I
felt
feel
so
like
fucking
I
good.
feel like I'm behind the times.
Yeah.
I've
That's a
stuffed
good one.
singles into things at Lovedrafts because segueing off of Bo's favorite thing at
Yeah.
Lovedrafts, I think mine has to be, I forget if it was April or if it was May.
I think
But-
it was April.
Yeah, it was Callie Couture's drag brunch at Lovedrafts, which is a monthly occurrence. And some of my friends had basically been going since the jump and are like VIP ticket buyers at all of these drag brunches. And I'm no stranger to that community, but I had never been to a full-on drag show like that, and it was just so much fun. And hats off to somebody like Lovedrafts for hosting an event
Yeah.
like that, because it's so inclusive and it's so much fun, and it's the kind of venue that comes across on its exterior as this place might not be for everyone because it's got that kind of metal, dark vibe to it.
Yeah.
But everybody has a chance to have that inclusiveness feeling in this venue. And I think that's really, really cool. And I had such a fun time that time around. I haven't had a chance to go back to the drag brunch yet specifically, but that's one of the many things they do there that's definitely among my favorites for sure. What about you, Kelly?
I have to say, before we leave the drag brunch conversation, I wanted to mention this. Drag stuff is so fun in a bar setting.
Oh, yeah.
But, okay, so in July, I was involved with putting on our small town's very first little Pride event. And our theater was kind enough to host a drag show. And the whole concept of the event and the drag show, which were two different things, was that it was all ages. Everybody could come. So high schoolers, adults, if you wanted to bring your kids, it was fine. And it was truly embraced. I have never been to a drag show where there are children present.
No.
Yeah.
And I am not thinking this will, children at a drag show would be a great thing. Just because I'm like, they can be annoying, right?
Yeah.
It was so fucking fun.
I bet.
Kids at a drag show, the queens are on stage doing their thing, and there's like a 6-year-old in the front row where like, you go, girl. Like, truly, this kid was just vibing. There was a kid who was like 5 running with ones at every person he saw.
That's amazing.
They still did like the full on. Yeah.
God bless those parents.
No, it was so fun. And it was just like, but the thing to me was like, where you have these adults who are like, those people are dressing in the wrong way or whatever.
What do I tell my kids? Is
right.
something I always want to punch people in the face over.
The kids didn't get a lecture before they came. They
don't need one.
They showed up. They were like, this is fun. And they had a blast. And it's just like that pure childish enjoyment to see that like coming through in this like thing that's so...
It's purely innocent.
Yeah, people are like, I don't know what the kids will do. Like, the kids will have a fucking great time. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
It was so... I was like, let's do this again next year, and let's make sure that we make it family friendly. Like, make sure that the kids come, because it was like a whole other level. And I know Lovedrafts does not do kids, and I love them for that.
No,
but
that's a whole other story, though.
That was just... I wanted to say that, because that was like their drag brunch I want to go to so bad, because it looks so fun. But I'm always working Sundays.
You haven't gone yet?
No. I do want to take a Sunday and go soon, though.
Let's all go together.
Yeah,
I'm sure Kayla would love that too, honestly.
Let's maybe do a September or October.
Okay.
And we'll plan.
Yeah, let's plan.
I'll
don't
plan
even
ahead
have
for that.
to talk Aubrey into it. She'd
Okay.
be there in a heartbeat. And a bunch of our
let's
friends
all do it together.
Are all into it.
Because I would love to go.
We could probably fill up like a whole big long table, because they just set up the big tables for that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. No, that would be a blast. Yeah, because my schedule is weird, I don't get to enjoy some of the things that happen on the weekends. But I think my favorite part...
Wait, kids are allowed there?
No.
Okay.
That's why I said it's different.
At West Shore Theater.
At West Shore Theater they were. But that's why I'm saying it's a different thing. But I appreciate that this is going to be a kid-friendly one. But then I'm just saying that was very eye-opening. But for me, it's really... I mean, truly, the beer, us doing the beer... Like, not the Smash Brothers tournament was fun, but like just learning everything I learned about beer from Terry was incredible. So that's like my biased opinion. That was like my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
But I think every time I've gone there, it's just like been enjoying it. Like, you go there and you watch people around you kind of loosen up, because they know that this is a spot where they can wear their battle jacket, and this is a spot where they can be themselves and nobody's going to judge them. Or, you can come hang out with your wife and have a date night and go and do whatever else. You can go mosh in the pit if you haven't been in there for 20 years. Like, it's just this, like, you can just see people relax.
It feels
You know what I mean?
like a place that like anybody can fit.
It's literally like I said when I made this Instagram post about this beer, I said it feels like home, and it truly does. Like, you walk in there and it's just like you could kick off your shoes kind of thing.
It's one of the only bars I've ever been to where I'm sitting there thinking, this is fucking awesome.
Right. And it's not just I'm
like,
sitting here enjoying this. I'm watching 30, 40, 100 other people
And
enjoying it.
to be
in the
clear,
same thing.
yeah, I am not stroking their egos whatsoever by
No.
saying that. Like, I've been to a lot of bars, and not often am I that happy about being there after a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
I
never
agree.
felt that way when I go to Lovedrafts. It's like, I could hang out here, and like this could be like my clubhouse.
Yes, I agree.
That's exactly why I said what I said when I was like, I've never gotten a mug anywhere.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
thought about it. I'm like, this is close to my work. This is close to my home. This is convenient. But I'm like, I don't know. But then it was like a no-brainer. It's like, I'm going to be here all the time. Why not get the mug?
Even if I'm not here all the time, which I'm not because I do have a child,
Right.
Same.
I want them to have my money.
I want them to have my money
Oh,
because
I'll
I
support it all the way.
I
And then, like I
support
said, it's
them.
not really
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
before they even supported us, I supported
Exactly.
them.
Yeah, no, I had the mug
Yeah.
way before they were
Yeah.
even like, let's do a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In the grand scheme, it's worth the investment. Like, even if you think about like beer money,
Yeah.
like it's really
Oh,
not
100%.
asking a ton, and it's awesome.
No, and yeah, like with all the discounts,
Just for that
the big
freaking
pours,
bottle of beer, I'd probably pay half that.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
100%.
This beer is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like cheers, Terry. That beer is so good.
Spot on.
Yeah, and we definitely. I mean, we've made some friendships along the way and stuff there. It's been good to us, and we will continue to be good to them as well.
Yeah.
because it's a great.
So
spot.
go to Lovedrafts if you're in the area, and if you are, hit us up.
Play some video games while you're there too.
Yeah.
Here's my plug. So I don't know when this episode's coming.
Probably this weekend.
Damn it. All right. Well, Thursday, it doesn't matter because the event will pass, but you'll want to hear about the beer. Thursday is my friend Corey, who runs Penguin Comics. You can find him at Penguin Comics at Daydream on Instagram, I believe. And he got into brewing a beer after we did because he was like, how do I do that? And I was like, I think you would be a perfect candidate for this.
Yeah.
So I set him up with them, and he reached out, and it was just like us, like a happy marriage from the start. So Corey deals in comics heavily. He's very knowledgeable. He does slabbing and all this other fun stuff. But he is doing, I believe, if I saw correctly, they're doing a 4-part series where the comic on, like, it kind of tells a story on the beer, with the artwork and everything about this character that they've created, which is a really cool concept. So his beer is releasing Thursday, which is August 11th.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing a trivia night, which is like nerd trivia. So it's going to be like comics, but then also like other pop culture stuff, I'm assuming. I'm going over after work, but I'm not going to be there till
I'm
after
texting
8.
my wife right now to see if we can.
I'm not going to be there till after 8, so if you want, I will be there a little later, but I'll be there. But the beer will be out, canned and on draft for a while, I'm assuming. Probably like we had a month and a half run or whatever. I'm really excited. I believe it's an IPA, actually. Don't let me talk without looking because I have the thing in front of me.
What is the trivia on? Just
He just said
everything.
He just said it was nerd trivia.
Okay.
Now it closed. I gotta pull it up.
It's all good.
Sam, cut the dead air.
Sam, cut that out.
What are you doing Thursday, Sam?
He's
That's a
going.
good question.
he's
I
going
feel like
to
I'm doing
Lovedrafts.
something.
Love drafts, trivia. We
I
need
mean,
help.
We got. I mean, trivia. If you guys get there by 6:50, you can sign up. I won't be there, but I can.
6:50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good timing for the Krebs family.
Right. I understand. I will be there post 8 because we have food trucks that night. So if you want to come to food trucks,
My wife already let me out of the house tonight, so
Ruh-roh.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
I'm
All right.
kidding, but like I'm not.
Hey, I know, bro. I know.
Sam, cut this back in. Okay, so the beer is a double IPA, 8.5%, and
Damn, double.
yeah.
We get a 4.5% in Penguin Comics. gets an 8.5%.
A thick boy.
A thick boy? What?
What?
It's going to be available in cans too?
Yes.
I might pop over there at least and buy some cans. Earthbound thick boy books.
AOL screen name.
But yeah, a double IPA. It looks really good. Follow him on Instagram at Penguin Comics at Daydream if you're into that kind of shit, and he will provide you with your comic fill. But you can find more information there too.
I'm attempting to balance the candle from the bottle that Bo chopped across the room on my head.
I think it's a little lopsided for you.
My head is more likely.
Ooh,
I don't know if that works.
Sam cut this out too.
Sam,
No, you're good. It looks good. Sounds great.
you sound great.
Beautiful. Well, anyway, that'll
We're
be
taking
around.
a picture and you sound great.
No, it sounds great. There's a lot of shenanigans going on this evening.
It's all good.
Here.
Hefty beers.
Anyway, check that beer out because I'm really pumped. Definitely gonna get a pint of it that night, and then
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. Hopefully,
Maybe
I
I'll
can-
stop out there, join the mug club, and pick up some cans of Penguin Comics beer.
Yeah.
Is it what I was loosely paying attention because I was following him on Instagram. What's the beer called? Do we know?
I believe it's just like Penguin Comics
Okay.
Presents or something
Okay.
like that. I don't know if it has a specific name.
All good.
But yeah, I'm stoked to try it. I truly, he's a great guy, and I would not have recommended just anybody to contact them, basically. But I knew that would be a
I'm
really
excited
cool
for trivia, honestly, at Love Drafts. I think
Yeah.
that sounds like a fun
No,
time.
I really wish I could go for. I was like the one Thursday out of the month that I'm actually open late.
You can close early.
No,
oh,
I
you
can't.
can't
No,
because
it's-
it's okay.
It's food truck night,
or food truck night. Yeah.
so I'm gonna make a lot of extra money, so I kind of need to be open. But but I will be buzzing right out of there at 8:00 to
Gotcha.
come over.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Some of the prizes are going to include tickets to the toy show that I'm vending at on Saturday.
Toys
as
for
well.
the Ages at the
So-
Carlisle Expo Center.
That was not an announcer voice. Rewind. Do it again.
Toys for the Ages at the Carlisle PA Expo Center, 100K Street in Carlisle.
That's it. Thank you.
I work there.
9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yeah. No, yeah. I forgot that was this weekend already. When are you going to be in Carlisle setting up for that?
I will be there.
When are you going to be there?
That's why you need
Friday
a dolly.
night.
Oh, Friday night. Okay.
Friday night I'm gonna set up, and then
I'm
we're
getting
going
the
for
fudge
dinner.
out of Carlisle on Friday.
Yeah, we're going for dinner. Post a bunch of the vendors are gonna go grab drinks and dinner.
Where are you going down there?
North Hanover Grill.
Oh yeah. All good. I like North Hanover. Market Cross is kind of my jam, but
Now, yeah,
love Carlisle.
Bob got us a reservation over
Yeah, right
there,
on.
so we're good. And then Saturday I load in at 6 a.m. and I'll be there until probably about 4 after I load out.
Yeah, right on.
Shows from 9 to 3 though.
Good
$10
ol'
entry for early, which is 9 o'clock, or $5 entry after 9.
Do you guys want to
Sure.
do this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's awesome. I really do love the Toys for the Ages Expo. Unfortunately, I'll be headed to the Downingtown area on Saturday, or I'd go poke around ye old office and stop by. But because Carlisle Expo Center, just an offshoot of one of the things I do for work at Carlisle Events, home of national car shows.
How was your one showcase that you had?
So,
Video games displayed in?
So recently we had the Carlisle Chrysler Nationals, and I did a display of LucasArts demo discs that were
Do you have a picture of this?
yeah.
I'd love to see it.
So I did. It was 3 different demo discs that I had of LucasArts. That it was Chrysler Plymouth did
that was
like
crazy.
a virtual auto plaza, and it was just ASMR going on in the background.
Crack.
Burping and cracking.
Yeah, so there was a
ASMR.
Mopar collectibles display, motor parts being the name of the Chrysler wing of their like performance automotive. And I said to the guy, I was like, I have all these LucasArts demo discs. And he's like, what's LucasArts? What's a demo disc? And I said, bruh, it's a car thing.
It's also a video game
It's
thing.
also a video game
Also
thing.
a Star Wars thing. It could be. You know?
Yeah,
You never
so
know.
Maniac Mansion.
You never know.
Ghoul
in
Patrol.
conjunction, he happened to have an old compact Presario desktop sitting around, so I put the demo discs out on display with it. But this is what it ended up looking like nice
Ooh.
90s
Ooh.
computer with like my demo discs on display. And
He had that computer?
yeah, he did. Mad
That's cool.
respect. It was running Windows Me when
Wow.
he booted
Look
her
at
up.
that head.
My sister and I were talking
Big
in the
head.
car today.
Big head. Big
My
head
sis-
problems.
Ooh. My sister
I
and
got
I
a
were
big
talking in the car today about nostalgia stuff, and as we were driving around doing errands, and she said something about a computer lab, and she was like, yeah, I just remember how like there was swine flu and we couldn't use the computer lab.
Wow.
And I was like,
Damn, that makes me
What?
feel old because I was in college
I
when
was
that
in
was
high
going
school.
on.
No, I was like, I was in high school, and she was like, yeah, I was still in elementary school at that point.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But I was like, she was like, I remember like when the computer lab got shut down because somebody had pink eye, and I was like, I don't remember this at all.
Wow.
Someone farted on the keyboards.
I don't remember how many
Now we all have
contagious
pink eye.
diseases we got from the computer lab, but I mean, worth it to play
I could
Math
see.
Blaster.
I could see like a Ryan or a Kyle, fucking
Fucking
pulling their
Brian.
pants down
Oh, definitely a
and
Kyle.
farting on a keyboard, and then everyone touches that keyboard.
Or like a David. It was a David that did it for sure.
Fucking Brian's coming over.
It's like the keyboard that everyone practices on, and then they all rub their eyes.
Spooky
It's a
teacher's
it's a
typing
teacher
just
one.
got farted on.
The teacher keyboard.
I was looking at Facebook Marketplace the other day, and I saw a wheelie table, like the table that they would have. It's not called a wheelie table.
Like a cart?
You do wheelies on it.
Is wheelie cool?
It's a table that they would have a CRT TV on.
Right, it's a cart. Yeah.
wheelie
A cart.
It's a cart.
that they would like ratchet strap a TV
Yeah.
onto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it had
how-
like it had
My wife's
outlets.
school-
It had outlets on it and
You
a
mean
very
how
long
I watched
plug.
9/11 unfold? Let's unpack that real quick.
Mine was in the corner of a
Yeah, same.
a room. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, mine was
On
a
a
wheelie
CRT
TV.
though.
Mine was a wheelie
Yep.
TV.
It was
Yeah.
a Trinitron. I
That's
remember.
what.
That's why I love Trinitron
to
so much.
bring
9/11.
to bring it back around to
clearest picture.
less awful memory nostalgia. It's what I remember watching laser discs on in elementary school. That's how
I
old
never
I
got
am.
to laser discs in my
No.
life.
We had laser
I
discs
missed-
in elementary
I missed
school.
all that.
I had
Yeah.
one Laserdisc experience in my life, and that was my 7th grade science teacher.
Yeah, never.
I was gonna say I watched science class laser discs like all the time.
If I had a teacher
Through
with
high
laser
school
discs,
even.
I totally voided that out of my memory. I've
No,
never,
we had laser
Oh,
discs
you
in
would?
elementary school. I had them in high school, and then I actually owned a laser disc player for a while. I sold it to a guy who was redoing a Dragon Slayer because it was like an industrial beefcake laser disc player. So I had
boy.
it to watch Star Wars on, like the originals when that was like the best way to
Yeah.
watch them. And yeah, I sold it to this guy because it was like beefy enough to run in a Dragon Slayer. So I don't know
I
where
had
it
a-
actually is now, but he paid a lot for it.
I had an asshole customer like a month or two ago come in with laser discs. One being Return of the Jedi. He's
Was
like,
it?
He was like, "Oh, what? You never seen something like this?" And I was like, "Excuse me,
Was it a special
I've
edition?
never seen anything like this."
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I don't know what it is. Like,
Yeah.
and also I have fucking Google right in front of me.
Yeah.
Relax.
So I can literally look up anything. And he's like, well, this is the rarest fucking thing. I'm like, it might be Star Wars, but it's also only worth $10 in this condition. And I am not interested in it.
Was it a special edition of Star Wars on Laserdisc? Because I had those
No, it wasn't
too.
special. It was just a fucking Return
Like
of the
loose
Jedi
copy of
laser
Jedi?
disc. And I was like, nope. And I don't like your attitude, so you can
To
fucking
say I
kick
don't like
rocks.
his attitude either. It'd be fun to have if you have a Laserdisc player. It is
Yeah.
novel. Anyway,
He was like, I have thousands of these.
You had
I'm
a
like,
Rolly-
that's cool. I don't want any of them with your attitude.
You know who has a rock and Laserdisc collection?
Hmm.
My father-in-law.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
Laserdiscs are cool, but I
He's got
believe
he's got an expansive collection.
I want to see it. Like,
He's a physical media guy, but once we get past CDs, we're not in DVDs.
no DVDs.
he,
No, he
he
has-
stays
he has some-
strictly analog physical media.
He has some
Until
DVDs and
DVDs.
Blu-rays, but the expansiveness is in the pre.
Yeah.
Okay.
we're going. I mean, and it is mostly. He does have a lot of like music and movies.
Sure.
You still drinking your beer?
I have like a little bit left,
Right.
but yeah.
I totally derailed you though. You were talking about a rolly cart.
Oh, yeah. I just saw one on Facebook Marketplace.
I thought there was like a story that I derailed.
No, it was something else.
When I was working at the school, I had to explain what the the word just left my head.
Rolly cart.
Nope, not the rolly cart.
Okay.
The
9/11.
Nope, I didn't have to explain 9/11. What?
How Kennedy died.
1924. Floor it.
It's getting
Bohemian Rapsody.
Floor it. No, it's getting worse. We're all talking now. We're all off.
I just started quoting SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Who knows?
The light box. What is it called?
The overhead
projector. Thank you. There was an overhead projector for people to like put
Elmo.
shapes. Yeah. People to put shapes on or whatever at this like hands-on museum, and they were like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh my god, this is how I had like."
This is how we showed things in the 90s.
This is how I had like 75% of my schooling done.
Oh, are you
like,
kidding?
Yeah.
All of my schooling.
Yeah.
Like Xerox copies on
Oh,
a
yeah.
clear sheet.
And an overhead
up on
projector.
An overhead projector. You think we had... I remember when it was a
Technology.
big deal when my school got a smart board. And then somebody's
I never
kid...
I don't know what a smart
I never
board
had
is.
one.
So it was the fancy tech where you probably had them eventually, like as a teaching aid, though. At
Yes,
least.
but no, because they wouldn't pay money for us to
Sure,
have
of course
one.
not. But we had one in the entire school district, and one of the teachers' kids drew with permanent marker on it, and then no one had a smart board.
I had
It's a lot of head.
we had those.
Stop. You don't got too much head.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm a professional. We had. This is what I do for a living.
Pour beers.
No, drink them.
Make head.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's too much of it.
No, it's fine.
All right.
Don't worry
All
about
right.
it.
All
It's
right.
gonna settle.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
It's beer. Don't worry about it.
We had the advent of technology. I was a senior, and we had those white Apple laptops in one class.
MacBook Pros.
Yeah.
The first MacBooks.
The very first.
I
Not
still,
MacBook Pros,
I still
it's
get people
MacBooks.
coming into the pawn shop with those. I'm
With
like, bro,
plastic
what are you
MacBooks.
doing?
Yeah, how's that still?
They're like,
functional?
oh, $50. I'm like, no, get the fuck
Give
out
me
of here.
$50 for this 17-year-old laptop.
Yeah.
How about you give me $50?
Yeah.
and you.
And I even have to plug it into my wall.
There's the part of me that's like, if you're just gonna throw this out, I'll take it.
No.
No, me, like
Nope.
personally,
Nope.
I know there's no reason for you to take it. I'm saying I'm that nerd about computers that it's like, if you're just gonna throw it out, if they don't give you money for it, I'll take it for free.
If somebody ever wants to hand me a free iMac, like the with the color,
So we bought
Oh, that's worthwhile. Like
then
a
I'd be
G3.
like, well, I would be like, hell yeah, I want that.
we bought about 30 GameCube games and 20 PS3 games today for $50.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and the GameCube games were fire. I was like, holy shit.
Because you could get the deal, or because like the you
No,
just
that's all we
don't-
wanted.
Yeah. Okay.
And we were like, okay. He wanted 70, and we were like, 50.
Gnarly out there.
Pawn shop life, man.
No, that's fair. They're coming to you. They need money.
You got to come in, ask them for more,
That's fair. That's fair.
because we're always going to cut you down.
You just let everybody know your secret.
Nobody
cut you
knows my secret.
down.
You just told everybody your secret.
Sam, cut it out.
Sam, cut that out. Secrets out.
Nah, that's fine.
Sam.
Secrets
Seriously.
uh,
out.
Look at
Ask
that.
for more money.
It's
All right, so we are drinking our last beer. It is a Citra IPA by Iron Hill Brewing Company. I was just at Iron Hill with my family in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I had the best waiter. Shout out to you, whatever your name was.
Oh my god. I can't even.
Hey, it doesn't
Shout out to
matter.
you, waiter.
John.
They're probably privileged enough. They're from Hershey.
He was so nice, though. I had
Shots
a lager.
fired. My wife's from Hershey.
I was gonna say, what if they're a transplant? What if they're coming? What if they're commuting in?
So I had a
from
lager.
Harrisburg?
I just wanted something simple. I was a little hungover from the night before. It was lunchtime. We were going
Partying too hard.
Offstage Broadway. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Hershey
Yeah.
Theater?
Oh, you went to Anastasia. That's
Yes,
right.
it was
How
amazing.
Oh, my wife's
Amazing.
jealous of you.
It was
She
so
wanted to
amazing.
go.
So good.
We had
Next time.
tickets in 2019.
But
and
we
then
went to
COVID
Iron-
and all
Next
that.
Yeah,
time.
so we
you
went-
need tickets.
Yeah.
to me.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I gotta connect.
Kelly's
That's
got
how
the
I got.
hookup.
That's how I got them tickets.
Okay,
Prices.
good to know.
If you want anything at the Hershey Theater,
So
you come to
expensive.
me.
Usually
But
do.
good. Way better. So we went,
Because we're gonna try to go to Book of Mormon actually. So I don't know
Cool.
if you got connect on that, but I'll,
we went to Iron
We'll
Hill
talk
Brewing
off mic.
Company.
yeah.
I had a lager. The
Lager!
lager was tasty. And I asked the guy, like, before we finished our lunch, I was like, you guys have a bunch of IPAs. Could I just, like, sample 2 of them? And he was like, I'll bring you out a sample of everything. And I was like...
Shout out to you, waiter.
Yeah, I was just like, I want the 2. And he's like, just give me a second. Comes back with 5 IPAs / pale ale / double IPAs.
Oh.
And 5-ounce glasses that were half pours, and he didn't charge me anything. And I was like, I don't need another beer after this. Like, this is enough.
Man,
Yeah.
I gotta try it in Hershey sometime.
Giving away all your secrets.
It was nice. I gave him a good tip. I was
Buttered
like,
him up a
hey,
little
thank
bit.
you. I told him, I was like, I might get a crowler, but then I was like, hey, I'm going to the theater, and I don't want the crowler to get warm, so
So
never
see ya.
mind. Yeah. Thanks for all the free beer. Gave him a good tip, though. So
That's what matters.
honestly, though, tried all 5 of those beers and the lager.
So this was your choice?
This was not my choice.
Oh,
This is what I saw at the distributor by my house.
oh.
I didn't know they were in distributors anymore. Okay.
Mr. Miller has it.
All the
Say.
beers that I tried at
Good
Iron
old
Hill,
Glenny.
I was very satisfied with. Not just because I got them for free. I was like, these are all solid fucking beers. And you wouldn't think that because it's like sort of a bigger franchise.
Kind of a
brewery.
chain of sorts almost.
Sort of.
Yeah,
but not
almost.
really. Like,
I mean, they have like, I think like 7 or 8 locations
they?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I used to go there in Westchester
they're
all
solid
the time.
beers. They're
Yeah.
really good beers.
I never had a bad beer
Yeah.
there. I just never remember them a lot of the times. No offense to them.
Yeah. And that's
Like,
fine.
Yeah.
It's a glazable. Yeah, I could see that. It's good. It's a crisp, juicy IPA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very clean.
Very clean.
You know what? I was just talking with my friend the other day. I don't mean to derail from talking up Iron Hill and other local breweries. But I want to try Wolf. I haven't been there yet, and I've been
I've heard
hearing a
good
lot of
things.
good things. And
I drive by there a
wanna
lot.
Try that. No,
Out there in Mechanicsburg.
you had it already.
Yeah, I've been there. They don't they're not fans of filtering their beer.
Okay.
So it's all unfiltered. Left my gut a little not happy the next day.
You have a sensitive stomach.
I do. It's been better.
Okay, I'm not calling you out. I'm
Yes,
just
I know.
saying.
I know.
I can handle it, but I'm just saying.
I had 2 beers and I was like not happy with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could understand.
But at the same time, when I went, they were just open. So
Oh,
I feel
true.
like a lot of breweries in their first few months, they're
You're
not
feeling it
they're
out,
not
yeah.
there. You know, they gotta, use their system and get to know their system.
Yeah. No,
Essentially.
I get you. I get you.
It's all fresh material for them.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
I mean, as far as like local, relatively
The food was good.
New breweries.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That name has been popping up more often than
Yeah.
not.
it's out in the Inventatown out in Mechanicsburg, correct?
I was just
Yeah.
there for Springgate the other week.
So it's out past that one.
Oh,
isn't
God,
it?
there's
or is there
another
another
Inventatown?
Springgate out there now too?
Arcona.
It's out past Arcona.
How
it's
far
out
past?
on Shepherdstown Road in Mechanicsburg.
Okay. It's a little farther than I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was like relatively
It's in
closer.
it's in the older Inventatown out there past like Walden.
Oh yes. Yes.
And you can't say Walden without calling it Walden.
Henry David Thoreau
It's exactly like that.
or B.F. Skinner.
Pure Skinner.
We sit here and read our books at the Welsh
Walden
Arms
2 by
Hotel.
B.F. Skinner.
Carl Young.
Let's go down to Wolf Brewing, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's watch the sheep eat grass so we don't use lawnmowers. Sorry, it's from Walden 2. I'm sorry. It's one of my favorite books, actually. So, little thing about me.
Well-read man.
Hardly, but
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
I was giving you a little credit. You
Thanks.
didn't have
Thanks.
to-
I have many board books.
Yeah, that was a board
Yes.
book. Walden 2 is a board book.
Walden
A thick
2.
book, a thick boy.
Walden 2. Everyone poops. It's a thick boy.
Pretty sure
So,
he's purple in that.
Before we end the show, Can we talk about this arcade in your garage?
Oh yeah.
I walked up to this.
Can we not? Did we? I think we touched on it, but we
You
didn't
mentioned
go
it.
into
We
it.
barely touched on
I'm
it.
looking at it for the first time.
All right. So here's
Can I explain my story?
Yeah, but let me give the backstory before.
Sure.
Okay, so I got a free arcade essentially. My friend said, "Hey, I found."
They
this
should
on
have
the
paid
si-"
you.
Yeah. Well, they said, "Hey, I found this on the side of the road. We were gonna try to fix it up. My husband or my fiance doesn't have enough time. If you're interested, let me know." And I was like, "Yeah," because Sam and I had been brainstorming a multicade for a while. For this store, and it would be great housing if nothing less. We didn't need anything to be working in it. We just kind of wanted the bones. And then so this evening before Bo shows up, Sam comes over a little early. And I really haven't looked at it outside of just like kind of glancing. And I didn't really go into it and see what was attached, what was not attached, what was there. So we were kind of looking at what we were working with.
I was poking around a little bit.
And then Bo rolls up later.
So I want to hear
This
your
is you.
take before I say anything else.
So
Go
I saw a picture of
I've
this
sent pictures,
Miss
yes.
Pac-Man arcade.
It's a Ms. Pac-Man
Yes.
machine.
And
It's
I
original.
knew it was old. I knew it was damaged.
I said I knew it wasn't when I got it because it was free. It was out for trash. And the
Yes.
person who picked it up was like, "Hey, I don't know if the bottom's going to be going to have to be rebuilt out. It seems like there's some splitting or some water damage or whatever to the wood." I was like, "Okay, no problem. At least if we have
It
the
looks-
bones, we can get there."
It looks like it was in a bar that nobody paid attention to the customers.
Yeah.
A bar that could have been in a barn.
Everyone has a knife in this bar. Let's put it that way. And
Yes.
everyone carved their name into this Miss Pac-Man cabinet.
everybody has a knife because all of the bottles are sealed with wax
With wax
candles.
candles.
Oh, yes, and that's what you need to take a wax candle off. Hence the
Yes.
video that I post later today. No, it's a Miss Pac-Man machine with a lot of graffiti on it, a lot of carvings.
It's not graffiti. Yeah, it's more carved.
It's
than-
more
than
Tiana and
Tanya.
Tina.
Zippo.
Tina and Tanya are on the
Zippo.
control panel. Zippo, Mookie,
Sticks. Three times.
Sticks.
Sticks
X3.
might be good at the sticks. Who knows?
Yeah.
I might keep sticks. I don't know.
So a few takeaways from the cabinet, having given it its initial look down. A,
Primary physical.
it's exactly how I was expecting it to be if it was sitting in even just a warehouse, and it's not in particularly bad shape for the primary reason that I tend to forget. Midway cabinets are built a little bit better than some others. So the last time I built an arcade, it was a Tato cabinet, and that was totally made of MDF. Midway cabinets are actually made with actual plywood, and I'm like reaching around. Midway cabinets are made with actual plywood, and there is some real dense wood still there,
Yeah.
even at the parts where it's split. And Kelly's husband is more handy than most of us, so I'm fairly confident he's going to be able to see what some of those issues are and kind of pull it back together. But the basics, thank you. The basics are all there.
It's all there.
It has a
It's a good
it has
show.
a JAMA harness in it. It has an old Wells Gardner 19-inch monitor in it, which we probably aren't going to use just for power consumption reasons. And it looks like it's probably been through the
Fire
ringer.
hazard.
Yeah.
And we're going to rip out the power supply and just make it into a MAME machine. I think the biggest thing for me, it would have killed me to know. Sorry, I'm trying to not sneeze. It would have killed me to know that somebody threw away the guts. Because there's no board,
No.
and there's a few pieces missing. Hold on.
Sam, cut that out.
Sam, cut that out. Excuse me. I'm glad to rescue what's there of it.
Yes, and
And
I know.
make it
I know we
formidable.
talked earlier, and we talked previously before I even got the damn thing about what we were going to do with the graphic. And the longer I thought about it, we thought initially, hey, let's, take it, paint over it, put my graphic on it. And the more I looked at it and the more I realized how much I really appreciate it's Miss Pac-Man, but,
she's an old girl, too.
How much I appreciated her arcade panel work.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want to save this. And I don't bring much to the table here when it comes to the electronics portion or the building of the wooden facade or anything like that, but I can paint. So I'm more than happy to fill these carvings and try to match as much as I can.
And something not to be taken for granted, I should say, that I tend to forget when I look at these cabinets. You see a lot of restored Ms. Pac-Man cabinets that have vinyl overlay graphics, and that's not how they were done for Midway.
No,
these were real masked painted graphics. I don't know that they were hand painted because they were mass produced.
Definitely not.
But they were painted on the wood, and as I've seen tons of beautifully restored Ms. Pac-Mans where it's a vinyl overlay, it's pink tea molding, it's like fancy like LED lighting on it and everything. And that's neat, but to see a cabinet with its original paint, even if it's been, mutilated beyond recognition,
which this one has.
And in its defense, it was not just mutilated by the people who carved their names and initials and their Zippo lightning bolt symbols and stuff. It was mutilated by whatever operator thought maintenance was bolting a security latch across the front with a padlock and bolting the control panel down with L brackets for a shelf and not doing like proper TLC on this thing. Like, I don't know where this thing was, but it looks like it was set up for like, I think Bo probably said it best. It's like to a bar that like didn't pay attention to its customers.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it's set up so that like every few years somebody would check the coin dish and see what was in it. It's like they just locked it down so hard to the point that like they put new machine bolts through the control panel and bolted L brackets to this thing and then screwed them into the cabinet, and like it's totally unnecessary. But we're gonna make it pretty when it's done. It's gonna have a patina.
Yeah, as far as where it came from, I don't know where she found it. I would assume, just knowing where she is, it's probably between York and Dillsburg.
Okay.
Somewhere is where her normal stomping grounds are. But yeah, it is. I mean,
it's a 41-year-old cabinet.
Yeah, I would keep some things about it. Like, honestly, like just a bracket that goes over everything, I think would be fun to like keep something like that.
Yeah, but a part of me says that wasn't there.
That wasn't stock, so I don't want that.
That's like somebody putting
That's
like
sorta
a fence
cool.
post around.
But that's sort of cool.
I don't like that because it feels like
someone didn't care enough to check in on
no,
it.
it feels like when you take a picture of a house and then there's the big sign in the window or out front that's like, this house is protected by ATT security or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like an eyesore. Like, it's there and it doesn't really, like, you don't notice it, but once you notice it, like, you notice it.
Okay.
You know?
Well, maybe just the front panel would be cool how it is.
No, I want
that Midway badge.
I want to keep as much of its stock as I can. Absolutely, and just change the guts.
Just take a bunch of pictures of it before you do anything.
I'm gonna. Yes, I want to really document it because I want this transformation not only to be shared within our group of people who are gonna want to work on it or be involved in the project, but I want to share it to people that follow us, the people that follow me, the people that are going to use it when they come to my store, because ultimately it is going to be something that's going to be enjoyed by hundreds of people.
And to be clear to the community of potential arcade purists, this is a machine sans board, sans original equipment. Like, it has a JAMA harness in it, if you're wondering, and Ms. Pac-Man. JAMA is an arcade standard that came out later, much later than Ms. Pac-Man, which means that at some point somebody retrofitted this with a multi-arcade board. And JAMA is a side edge connector that you can swap out boards more readily, and as long as you have the right hardware hooked up to the machine, like the pin connectors pin out to the joystick and the buttons that you have, and you don't have to do a lot of rewiring to put a new game in the machine. But what my guess is, a lot of people did things like that to Ms. Pac-Mans and Donkey Kongs and stuff like that to put this one. You can go on Amazon, and it's almost like the Pandora's box, like arcade sticks. You can buy this board and just slap it in something with JAMA and play these old games.
Yeah.
And put like modern
quick money
hardware
grab.
on it. Yeah. So my guess is somebody did that at some point to keep it alive for a while. It's just pretty common, but this machine was destined for the trash, and it's missing a few key pieces. We're not dismembering an otherwise functioning machine, because that's important to some
whatever
people.
we pull out to will go to an arcade.
The trash
Yes.
monster.
No, it will not go to the trash monster.
It will go to
In Star
some
Wars.
friends.
It will go to my friend who so happens to, at the current moment, run the largest arcade on the East Coast. Free play arcade.
Claim. His recent Instagram post caught my attention too.
It's very cool. Very cool. Was lucky to work there for a hot minute, and very cool guy. Very cool collection of games. So, Timeline Arcade. I'm gonna shout him out. Check it out if you're in the area. Definitely worth the trip.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I feel like we maybe mentioned them on the last podcast, but I was a big fan of their Hanover location, and I think I gave them some negatives, and he kind of turned me around on them. So,
Bo's Game
all good.
Room. Also very cool arcade.
Very cool arcade. Bo's Game Room.
Up and coming.
Two kiosks at the same time.
Damn.
On the
Kiosks.
on the same couch.
I'm gonna give him a run for my money. Yeah. With my PS4 kiosk.
Couch with a K.
We'll be able to play anything from Donkey Krang to
Couch.
Couch.
How do you do couch with a K?
Couch.
extra aggression.
You have to make it really crunchy in the beginning.
I saw a customer.
Couch.
I had a
That's like-
customer today with a Slipknot t-shirt, and we talked about Slipknot for a solid 20 minutes.
Wait, what does couch with a K have to do with?
It just seemed rough.
that reminds
you
me
know?
of Slipknot.
It does. I don't
Slipknot
know.
has a K in
That
it.
makes one of us.
Yeah, it does have a K in it.
And if you talked about Slipknot for 20 minutes, that's about 19 minutes and 30 seconds longer than I could talk about Slipknot, other than knowing that I have respect for Corey Taylor.
We didn't mention anything about Slipknot besides everything else about Slipknot, if that makes sense.
It doesn't, but that's
Okay.
fine.
Whoa.
What's everything else?
11%
Like
deep
like
now.
the mass and stuff. Like
Okay, like
Yeah.
not the music,
Not the music,
not the
yes,
music
yes.
of Slipknot, but
Just
the
every-
image of
yes,
Slipknot
yes.
were the
His
words
t-shirt,
that could have been
yeah.
replaced in there.
Shall you wait and bleed?
yeah, he liked it.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a good conversation.
The only Slipknot song I know was on the Ozfest 2001 live compilation that I owned as a
So
teenager.
Which one of like the three majors from like the early 2000s was it? Vermilion, Wait and Bleed, or
hold on,
what's
I
the
can
main
tell
one?
you.
that I'm thinking of that I'm blanking on?
No, I'm gonna make
Dun,
awkward
dun, dun,
waiting.
dun, 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 dun. You can.
He said he hasn't listened to them in a while either, but he heard
just
that
loves
the new
t-shirts.
album is very good. And I was
Oh.
like, cool, I heard that too.
Okay. Most recently, I have not listened. I only, maybe I'm a Slipknot purist in this way, but I only listened to the stuff that I was listening to when I was in middle school. When I
It was the song "New Abortion" by Slipknot.
that's an
It
early
was
one. yeah.
Ozfest 2001, and it was a compilation of live performances from Ozfest, and it had some other things that I absolutely loved on it, like The Wizard as played by Black Sabbath,
Wow.
and "With You" by Linkin Park,
Mm-hmm.
and
Classic.
"Blood Brothers" by Papa Roach was
Yes.
like one of my jams, thanks to Tony Hawk.
Yep.
Tony Hawk 2, if I'm not mistaken.
You might be right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my only.
It's your only Slipknot
That's
connection.
my only Slipknot.
I used to think that I wore the mask all the time.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You didn't have a mask though.
Were you a juggalo too?
No, never.
Fuego. Drinking a
I
lot
work
of it.
with someone that used to be a juggalo, though.
I like Fago Moon Mist, if that counts.
I would like to hear about former juggalos. I don't want to hear about current.
Reformed juggalos.
Yes, reformed.
Sounds like a new episode of Precisely Podcast.
I want to hear about reformed juggalos. I don't want to hear about the current.
I'll ask my buddy.
I just want to know what's it like from an outsider, insider, outsider perspective.
I'm on the outside. I'm looking in.
We can't go back to Creed. We can't go back.
No. Stain.
Let's call it a night.
I know. I know. It was
enough.
Stained. I just
This
we
is
can't
too
go back
much.
to that.
This is too much.
Inside you're ugly.
We've gone into a full music pause.
Within.
Oh my gosh.
Is that how it goes?
Panties into the party.
You okay? But that song.
It's a little panty party. It's a panty party.
That song is not good. It's not a good song.
How does the Beethoven song go?
I don't want to tell you.
Tell me, because I can't think of it.
Should I tell him?
Bagel song.
Da, 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 da.
All right, I remember it.
It's one of the first songs I learned how to play on the piano. It's probably what it sounded like when I was like 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be what it sounds like now too. I'm out of practice.
Wasn't Beethoven deaf?
Yeah. Good for you. I'm glad you knew that
He
music
doesn't know.
trivia.
He doesn't know.
Well, he did.
How does he know if he's deaf?
Well, he
How the
became
fuck-
deaf.
How the fuck does a deaf person know what his music sounds
He
like?
became deaf. He wasn't always deaf. He could hear for a while, and then he couldn't hear.
His ninth.
Why are you
symphony.
inquisiting this?
I thought he was deaf the whole time.
No, you need to watch Mr. Holland's Opus. You'll learn all about it.
Ooh, it's a good one.
You should watch that anyway. It makes
You know
me
what?
sad.
You should watch the Mozart one too while you're at it. When he laughs like
Or Beethoven Lives Upstairs. They made us watch that in music class all the time
or
as kids.
Beethoven, where it's the Saint Bernard from the 90s.
Yes,
That
that's
has
what I was
nothing
thinking.
to do with
That's
Beethoven.
what I was thinking.
But it's just a good movie.
Just watch that movie. Forget everything else.
Are you telling me a dog wrote the symphony?
Say, this dog wrote all that music?
Wow. 9 symphonies for this guy.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
It sounds like a Zoolander skit.
He could be.
How could one dog write all that music?
What is this?
Can't even fit inside the building.
What is this? A symphony for ants?
Haven't you ever written a symphony before? I don't want to sound like a symphony, but you Googleized about Beethoven.
Took my joke. I was going to make a you Googleizing joke.
This is great.
Are you googly?
We have to pick up a lot of wax. I feel bad.
Yeah,
Little
because I
full.
can't have my dog eat any of it.
A lot of wax.
A lot of wax.
A little full, a lot
All
of
right,
wax.
Well, let's end this.
Yeah.
This was Precisely Podcast, a podcast about video games and beer, I think. I don't know. Sam, thank you for being on.
Thank you
As
for
always.
being on, as always.
As always, thank you.
As always, thank
Kelly,
you.
thank you for being on, as always. Thank you
Literally not
also.
the problem.
Also,
Outro is now the intro as well.
If
Or
you,
the
if
other
you
way
liked
around.
this content that we put out, please make sure to tell us on
As always, make sure to tell us.
at Precisely Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you leave a scathing review
scathing.
wherever you.
If you hate this podcast, please sure to let us know.
Please make an Instagram post about it every day. Actually.
But if you're listening 2 hours into this podcast and you hate it, I don't feel sorry for
good
you.
luck.
Star.
Good luck.
Gold star. I'm giving them out today. No. Leave us scathing and lovely reviews wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and listen to us talk more dumb shit in the future.
Oh, brother.
Have a good night. Bye.
We out.
We out.
We out.